Hey everyone, Commander Josh Hawkins here, and we're live! I know we're 9 minutes late, but I'm sorry. The Brocast had to wait. I had to do my hair and get ready for the show. I wanted to look good for all you guys. And Turgeon too. Turgeon said that he's working on his hair right now. So it's Sunday. It's that time. It's the Brocast. It's 3:10 p.m. We're 10 minutes late. We do apologize. Technical difficulties lead to these things from time to time, but the show is getting started, and we're joined by a quick round of introductions. I'm Commander Josh Hawkins, joined by my co-host Turgeon Starstone.
Hello.
And Shabooka number 2, our fill-in Shabooka, Mr. Greytest.
Hellonium.
As well as our 2 featured guests this week. We have Rhea.
Hi.
And Jezza. So, hope you guys had a good week. It is Sunday, it's that time, and we're going to be talking about a bunch of different things today. We have our first female guest on the show, our first female bros. So I think we can no longer say that we are only bros on this. We are now bros and broads. So we're going to change the name to the Bro Broadcast, or as Rhea suggested
He's
before.
still working on that.
Yeah, the Broses cast.
Yeah.
We have a few ideas.
You lot should have heard the permutations he was going through, or maybe not.
Yes, maybe not. Well,
We'll come up with something.
We'll come up with something. But we have a couple of things going on during the show today. And, aside from the usual chat, which we're going to talk about Elite Dangerous, we're going to talk about a bunch of other things. Ray is going to be very kind and help us install a new bot on the Discord channel for all of us to enjoy and appreciate, who will possibly be better than Evil Andra, although I didn't mention to Rhea that we might have to rename her bot Evil Andra. I don't know if we can do that, but
Go ahead.
we can do that? All right. Can Botwinder be evil?
Yes.
Excellent. All right, so by the end of this show, we will have a new bot for Discord. And aside from the chat that we're going to talk to Rhea and Jezza about, we are also going to be hosting a scavenger treasure hunt / kill Greytest, who's supposed to be Shabooka. So before it was actually going to be kill Shabooka, but now it's going to be kind of like kill Greytest. I don't know. Maybe we won't kill Greytest, but it's going to be testing your knowledge of not just the game, but of real life, actually. Because as it turns out, Elite Dangerous has a lot of system names that are named after things in real life. So hopefully you guys will put your brains together and try to figure this out. The goal during the show will be to find the final system. And I guess the first person who finds the final system was going to be able to blow up Shabooka because it's his birthday this weekend. And Shabooka can't join us, unfortunately. We were going to give him a birthday spanking. I know, it's such a shame. I was really looking forward to it. It was going to be a full-on birthday spanking in the form of someone shooting him. What's that?
He'll get the double dose next week.
Oh, he's going to get the double dose next week. But for this week, you might have to take the stand-in spanking instead, Greytest.
That's okay. I'm prepared.
You're prepared?
Assuming whoever finds you actually says, I'm going to shoot you, or they're going to say, it's not the same. I can't blame Happy Shabooka. It's not the same. So
No, it's not going to be the same. Oh, hold on. I messed up something with the chat window here. Give me 1 second. I'm just adjusting it just a tiny little bit. Okay, there we go. And let's just say a quick hello to everyone in chat. Coffee, Luigi Coffee, Josh Maxwell. Who else we got here? Tim. Well, Greytest, obviously. Tim, Schellinger Hoot, Balky. Gosh, you guys are so chatty. You guys, I swear. Millstone. Rhea's in there, of course. And Admiral Necktie, I see. Tyler Anderson, Tony Walsh, Zane Ohio, Blue Mage, Frank G. Finster, Rogue949, and Eon Gaming, Paul McLean. Oh, wow. Whole bunch of you guys already in here. Well, and Demos Mithras. Howdy, folks. Frank Branker. Anyone else want to say hi? Don't be shy. Go ahead and get the chat up and running here. Adjust the game. Hello. And if you want to participate in the chat, that's how you're going to have to do it, is introduce yourself in the chat. Don't be shy, because I'm sure we'll be looking in there for all kinds of different questions. Commander Flint, the Book of Dump Truck, and Andy K. How's it going, guys? And the mother. The mother is here. Buka's birthday. Yep, Buka's birthday was yesterday. So, let me introduce our guests a little bit more. In fact, before I get into introducing them, let me just go ahead and get this little thumbnail off. There we go. And I'm loading in. So let me introduce our guests. We have two special guests on the show today, Rhea and Jezza. Jezza is an Elite Dangerous player, and she might be willing to do something for us a little later on in terms of a little bit of competitive gameplay, because Jezza is a PvPer. So, if you guys are down for this and we have time later on, we might invite a couple of you guys to come in and try some 1v1 with Jezza. I was watching on her YouTube channel, which is linked in the description down there. I'm sure Turgeon can throw that onto chat here in just a second. A couple of the fights that she had on there, and I gotta say, I had never seen a Corvette versus a cutter fight, and Jezza, you said that was pre-engineers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so these were pre-engineers ships, but I mean, still, I watched, and I don't even remember how long I watched for, 24 minutes, 25 minutes, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, that cutter ran off at the end, right? So you did pretty good in the Corvette, but I was really impressed by how long the fights lasted with the bigger ships. I mean, I have not done that much PvP, and I was really surprised to see how long they last, because normally in the ships that I'm fighting in, you know, Vulture, my Viper Mark IV, even my Viper Mark III, like these ships, it's quick, it's decisive, and you know who's going to win the fight very quickly based on the first 1 minute of fighting. I haven't seen too many fights go on much longer than that, but you've done, I mean, would you consider yourself an expert PvPer?
Well, I used to be before engineers, and then I took a bit of a break, so I'm a little rusty now.
A little rusty now? When was the last PvP fight that you were in?
Yesterday, I think.
Oh, okay.
That's rusty.
Yeah, it was just yesterday, but, you know, I mean, rusty would be like, if anything more than 20 minutes ago, you're already getting a little rusty. I am like...
That's compared to my PvP experience, which is one fight in beta, which I didn't pick and had to defend myself in anyway. That's it. I won, but so what? I mean, I've got 100% record in PvP, me.
Yeah, there you go. 1-to-1 ratio. It's the best kind. So,
yeah, KDR, one.
Jezza, do you go looking for PvP, or do you just... I mean, are you a what we would have called back in the day a PKer, a player killer? Like, do you go after people, or do you just hang out in areas where you know there is PvP on a regular basis?
Some and some, really. It depends what's going on and community goals and stuff.
Okay, so you are actively seeking out player versus player conflict, then?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
And when you attack people, I mean, what's your criteria for attacking someone if you saw another player?
Well, I usually don't kill, like, sidewinders and things, because it's not very fun or fair to them, really. But anyone in, like, a ship the same size as mine or bigger, I generally fight.
And do you give these people an option when you attack them? I mean, like, pirates will, you know, say, hey, drop some cargo. But PvPers, and I don't have very much experience with PvPers in the game. I've actually been very fortunate. The whole time that I spent in the bubble, I think only once was I ever interdicted by another player, and it was a player in a much larger ship, and I was like in a Viper, and he just blew me up for no reason. I was like, hey, dude, I don't have any cargo, and he just blew me up, and I was like, oh, okay, well, that wasn't very much fun for me. But do you talk to these people? Like, what is... describe to me what is going through your mind when you see another ship, what would you do?
Well, it depends. Like, I don't normally talk to, like, initiate the conversation, but if they talk to me, I usually talk back.
Will you still attack them?
Well, yeah, but like, if they like beg,
While
then I'd
talking.
probably let them go.
Okay, so basically, if you see Jezza coming, you might want to
Run away.
stay
Run
away.
for your life.
Run for your life unless you're looking for a fight. So Jezza is going to offer up her ship in a fight later on, and we will get a couple of people, I'm sure, from the audience to join in there, and hopefully we'll get to see a little bit of PvP action. Now, Rhea, on the other hand, is not currently playing Elite Dangerous, although you do have Elite Dangerous still, right, Rhea?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry. Yes, I do. I just don't have a reason to play because they screwed up my railguns, and I like to play with railguns. They're useless.
So
So I'm gonna wait till they fix them.
That's the thing. I mean, that's the one weapon I have never got the hang of. I just I avoid them like the plague, Rhaegal. So I find it interesting that someone actually chooses railguns as a weapon of choice.
yeah, well, that's true, and I've tried railguns before. I think it was just because they charge up for a couple of seconds, and then when they discharge, they like instantly hit their target, so you don't have to like aim ahead or behind or anything like that. But it was that charging and the aiming that I think I never got down. So why are railguns your weapon of choice? Why do you like railguns over the other weapons?
And why do you not like them now?
Yeah. I don't know, to be honest. I started using them on freelance for the first time,
Mm-hmm.
a long time ago, and it was fun. And I was like always going against the mainstream, what everyone was doing. So everyone was back then using shield banks, so I went shieldless basically with railguns and huge plasma. So I needed to drop the shield to get enough power to run the weapons. And basically, if I would fire plasma and then quickly twice railguns, by the time the small, slow plasma ball arrives to the target, well, if you imagine the Clipper, well, it's dead in 1 second.
Really? See, I didn't
Basically,
realize
if they
how
don't have
strong
to-
those were.
Yeah, they're crazy strong, but I mean, it's the fixed aim, and I've never been comfortable with fixed aim in this because I still try to fall back on my free space skills, which was fixed aim, but a completely different combat flight mechanic. And I find myself trying to fall back into that flight mechanic, and it doesn't work in Elite. So I have to rely on gimbal things really to compensate.
Yeah, I'm much more of a gimbal guy myself. Although I have used the fixed aim weapons, but since I started playing like in combat using flight assist off, I find that fixed aim is a lot more difficult with flight assist off. Mostly just due to the fact that in flight assist you have every little motion just sets you off spinning in some other direction. So with the gimbals,
Well,
it's a little more
oddly enough,
forgiving.
actually, railguns might suit you better for that because it's a case of just waiting until you're on target.
And then just firing.
And then you'll only need the one shot compared to spamming loads of pulses or whatever.
Yeah, it's certainly something I would
spraying a
consider.
beam like a minigun.
But
So,
like,
yeah, you can have a go.
but Ray is
Well, what do I
saying
know?
that they're broken now, right?
I don't have any guns on my ass. What am I talking about?
Crimson Dragoness, thanks for joining and subbing to the Hawk Vlog. Yes, I know, guys, the Hawk is still alive. I'm sorry, it's going to be screeching in your ear for the next 3 hours. So you guys will just have to deal with it. We had a lot of other things to worry about than lowering the volume of the Hawk. Rhea, why don't you tell us why, what is it about railguns that are broken right now that you're waiting to have them fixed?
Well, first of all, they removed one charge in heat sinks, and railguns generate a lot of heat. So it's basically, before Engineer's update, I could use all the railgun ammunition on my third lance before I would run out of heat sinks. Right now, I run out of heat sinks when I use only half of my railgun ammunition. So it's completely useless, basically.
Yeah.
What was that mod about? The selective mod that allows you to use your fuel to use as ammo in the railgun?
Yeah,
Well,
but
yeah,
right
the
now
railgun.
the problem is heat sinks, yeah, not railguns.
So, I mean, yeah.
But I think with the new engineers in 2.2, you might be able to upgrade your capacity of the heat sinks as well. I think only by one, but it might be an option.
Yeah, that's right. They have to put heat sinks in the engineers, haven't they? Not that I've ever used them, to be honest. It's another thing that I don't use. I don't like having a complicated cockpit. I don't have things like heat sinks and weapons.
Yeah, I never got into the heat sinks either. I mean, the most complicated thing that I have is the chaff launchers, which, you know, press a button, wait for it to recharge, and then just keep chaff going as much as I can. I have 2 equipped usually on any ship that I'm flying, and I just wait for... I don't even alternate between the 2 individual chaffs. I'll just use one, wait for it to recharge, and just keep using that one until it runs out, and then activate the second one, because they're pretty power hungry. With the heat sinks, I mean, heat sinks, you're getting into like silent running territory with heat sinks, and I guess certain weapons that generate a lot of heat, like the railguns and the plasma accelerators, right? So it's a different type of game doing that, but that's an interesting build. No shield, so were you stacking hull reinforcements to get your shielding, or were you just totally pro flying and avoiding getting shot?
Actually, in the past, I had class 4 shields, prismatic, so I could have class 5. What is it called? The hull reinforcement thingy.
Yeah.
And of course, bulkheads and stuff. And mostly, I was most of the defense came from having twice chaff and being really agile. Like nobody could point at me with fixed weapons either way.
Right. So I guess we haven't had too much of the PvP community on the Brocast before, so that's actually something.
Actually,
we
I think
should.
this is probably our first.
We should consider that sometime in the future, because I know that there are quite a few PvP groups that would be very interesting to have them on here and wing up with them and see what they do on a daily basis to bring them onto the show. But I'm curious, as far as PvP builds, if it's more popular to use fixed weapons or if gimbals are still a very popular choice. Jezza, what do you use? Do you use fixed or do you use gimbaled?
Depends on the ship. On small ships, I like to use fixed, but you can't really do that on large ships very easily.
Okay. So
I suppose for fixed, you've got to have maneuverability, haven't you?
Yeah,
And mind
exactly.
you, with the larger ships, if you have modded engines, that compensates for it these days, I guess.
Yeah, kind of. It's still better to use gimbal though on big ships, I think.
Yeah, it's also a lot about hardpoint placement. So if you have a clipper or cutter, it's very far out on the wings, so you wouldn't be able to hit anything that's smaller than your ship.
Yeah,
true.
beyond a certain size, I'd probably just stick turrets on everything and have one forward-pointing gun that I can control myself. I'm lazy.
That's actually what I do on my Anaconda. I have 4 top-mounted pulse lasers, and on the belly I have 2 fixed.
So I just want to point something out because I find this a little ironic. Rhea was trying to tell us before the show that she's not a gamer anymore, and yet here she is talking about the placement of guns on her Anaconda and the Clipper and what the best ships are for it. You see, you're not convincing me. I'm really not convinced that you're not a gamer.
Well, I could tell you the optimal build for a broadsword regeneration scrapper in City of Heroes, and that game closed down years ago, so,
Yeah, but would you say you're not a gamer, Turgeon?
No.
Exactly. So I don't know. I mean, maybe I feel like are you saying that you're okay? So let's get this clear. When I say gamer, when I use the term gamer, I refer to people who love video games, who've played video games for a good part of their life, and who go to video games as their release, their fun, their escape from everything else. Some people sit and watch television for hours. Some people go to movies. Some people play board games. Some people like to get together with their friends and chat and get drunk. Obviously, and gamer can sort of bridge all of those different types of people, because obviously these are all different pastimes. But to me, gamer is someone who spends a good majority of their time, their free time, playing video games. Now, Rhea, you were what you would consider a gamer, but now you do something different.
Yeah, I am. Well, I used to be a game programmer, which is basically why I was really into playing games as well. So, like, I would never play World of Tanks on my own, but I was working on World of Tanks as a programmer. So I, play the game as well.
On the developer side, or for example for mods and stuff like that?
I was working on it as a programmer. We were working on the engine, trying to make it faster. And then we implemented one of the latest, a year ago, mods for, it was called Steel Hunt or something.
Mm-hmm.
No, I haven't played World of Tanks.
Yeah, I happen to play World of Tanks on a almost regular basis, so...
Yeah, I see that pop up on your Discord all the time, says Greytest is playing World of Tanks.
Currently it's World of Warships, but I used to play World of Tanks a lot, yeah.
Huh. So so you were working on making the server faster. What type of coding do you do? I mean, is it network code, or...
I do anything what's necessary.
You do what you're told as a coder, yeah.
Whatever they're paying for.
Yes.
Yeah, people who don't really know what it is you do say, "Could you do this, please?" And you go, "Yeah, just go away and I'll get on it." Yeah.
Well, you said that you had worked on World of Tanks. I know you also said something about Angry Birds. Now that's a totally different game altogether.
Angry Birds was actually quite funny because the first project, when I got hired, I didn't study computer. I didn't study programming. I knew very little about the actual programming. So I got hired by this game development studio who thought that I've got some kind of talent or something. And they just dropped me in the middle of Angry Birds project with, it's a really giant thing. It's not a small thing. And I was like, what? Where? So, yeah.
On the job training can't be beaten.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a deadline. Then you learn very fast.
So, before you were into coding for games, what type of video games did you play?
MMORPG.
Any
I used to
particular
play a lot of
one?
Ion Online. I don't know if anyone played it. You may recognize the little fluffy logo botwinder thingy that I use everywhere. It's actually from that game.
Oh, okay. So, do they know you're using that?
Well, it's growing.
I don't want to get in trouble here. I got it on the Brocast now.
We just had the topic of copyright, right?
Yeah, we just had the topic of copyright because Jezza actually put in the bro bar earlier that someone else has a Brocast podcast, and I was
I think that was a blog a few years ago. Some people had that.
It looked like it was still active.
Is it?
Well, I clicked on the link that Jezza, you found that, right? You said you were looking for our Twitch or trying to find us, and that's what you came up with. I don't even want to link it to people. I'm ashamed. I thought that we had come up with the term Brocast, but it looks like someone else had actually come up with it first.
Also, it's always very suspicious if they suddenly have a huge traffic spike.
Of Elite Dangerous players, especially. Hey, what do you know? So I found that somewhat ironic that, hey, you know, speaking of copyright, obviously nobody's reached out to us and said, hey, you've stolen our name. And thank goodness, because we were talking about this, and this is the reason why we have Jezza and Rhea on today, as a matter of fact, is because we were talking about how we could, you know, make our name, or if we should change the name to be more modern. And Rhea and Jezza, you weren't on the last show, and I don't know if you had an opportunity to watch the whole 3-hour discussion from last week's episode, but one of the reasons why we wanted to get some female players on is because someone had mentioned, and I'm curious what you two think about this as well. Obviously, we are 3 guys hosting the show, myself, Shabooka, and Turgeon. And, you know, we had originally started, I was live streaming exploration. And one day we decided that, hey, you know what, Shabooka's nearby, let's get him on the live stream. And just for fun, get him on my exploration live stream, and we'll hang around. And I hadn't seen another player in months because I was so far away from the bubble. We had a great time, and then someone suggested that we change the name of my broadcast from, you know, live broadcast to the Brocast. And we're like, hey, that's really clever, and why the heck not? And I invited Shabooka to come on another time, and he did, and we had a great time again. And then somehow Turgeon got dragged into this whole mess too.
Yeah, I can't remember how.
I don't remember exactly.
I was just walking past one day, and they hit me on the head with a kosh or something. Next thing I knew.
But it turned out great in the end.
Yeah,
It
turned out really great in the end, and we've been doing this now. I think this is our 12th, I can't even say that, 12th week in a row that we have had the Brocast. So 3 months now, every weekend we have done a live show from 3 p.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and we've had different guests come on. But last week, or the week before, I got a message, and it was just a message on my YouTube channel. Someone basically said they love watching the show, and they love everything that we've done, and they watch it regularly, but something that bothered them was the title of the stream, the Brocast. And what they had said is that they felt that the name excluded women in a genre, in a culture that was already very male exclusive. And I'm not saying gaming is only males, because I don't think that is in fact the case. Maybe in Elite Dangerous there's a lot more men than there are women, but in gaming in general I think that it's about 60% male and 40% female, if I recall correctly from the statistics that I had looked at.
Yes, a lot of it depends on the games.
Actually,
I mean, my mum used to play. She played far more games than I ever did, because she played all of the hidden object games and the puzzle games and things on Big Fish. So in terms of actual number of games played, my mum played more than I have.
My mum does not play video games, and she always looks at me funny. It doesn't matter how old I was, whether I was 10 or turning 40 this year, you know, when I tell her, oh, what are you doing, Josh? Oh, I'm just playing a new video game I picked up. Oh, yeah, what's it about? Oh, it's, you know, killing people and shooting people in the face. Oh, why do you got to play such violent games? You know, they're so violent and they're so wrong and they don't teach anything. So actually, she was very happy when I told her about Elite Dangerous, because, and it's funny because I think we had talked about this in a very early episode of the Brocast, that my mom asked me, she said, so what are you doing on this live stream and everything? And I said, well, I'm doing exploration. I go out into the galaxy and I look at planets. And she was like, oh, Josh, that's so nice. You don't have to kill anyone. And I was like, no, definitely we don't kill anyone in Elite Dangerous.
Oh gosh, chat.
No, I did
just
not
look at
trade
chat.
slaves for 6 months. Oh god, what am I looking at in the chat? Bodman's excluding women because Brocast, but it's bros casting. Why should it not do what it says in the tin? Yeah, well, I mean, this is exactly the thing. So, I mean, they're getting back to my point, it was brought to my attention, and I don't want to, you know, just sweep aside people's feelings. You know, you guys, my viewers, the people who support our channel and what we're doing here every Sunday and our streams and our videos. You guys make us. You know, if you didn't exist, we would not exist. So everyone's opinion is important to me. And when I read that saying, you know, okay, well, it's true, you know, this is a modern age and you know, we have to consider women as well. I didn't think Brocast was an exclusive title. At least I would not have thought about it that way. But there's a lot of things I don't think about because I'm a guy. I can give you a perfect example. I never think twice about getting into a taxi because I'm a dude. Well, I'm not worried the taxi driver is going to try and, you know, do something to me. My wife, on the other hand, thinks about that type of stuff, and she gets worried sometimes if she gets into a cab because she doesn't know, and it could be like a big guy back there, and you're trusting some strange person to drive you around. You know, I don't ever feel uncomfortable walking at night on the street. No matter where I am, I could walk downtown, I could walk down a dark alley. I'm not worried about it. I don't worry for my physical safety because, again, I'm a man, and these are things that most guys don't think about. But, you know, when it comes to gaming, I don't think of the gaming culture as being like male or female. I've always thought of gaming as being a universal thing. So we wanted to get some female gamers on and talk to them and talk to them about their experiences in gaming and in the gaming culture. And I think we've got a good, you know, good representation here. We have Jezza, who you would say you are a hardcore gamer.
Yeah.
And we have Rhea, who says she's not a gamer, but that's bullshit. You don't game as much anymore, but I have a feeling that when you were a little girl, you probably played a lot of video games, right?
Kinda.
Kinda.
But to be honest, I don't know. I don't know what's a lot.
That is a good point. Yeah, there's no benchmark, no basis for comparison.
Yeah.
It is a lot. Exactly.
Okay. Well, let's talk about you guys and your gaming history. Jezza, what type of video games did you play when you were young?
Pretty much all of them, really. But mostly it's stuff like first-person shooters.
First-person shooters, consoles, PC.
Yeah. I used to play on PC, and then I switched to console, and then I switched back.
So PC to console and then back. And you're in your 20s, right?
Yeah.
And Rhea as well. I think you said you guys are both in your 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you were born after all of the gaming culture had already begun exploding.
Yeah, when I was young, you could only play consoles because PCs didn't exist yet.
Yeah, exactly. and same here. So
There were no PCs.
there were no PCs. There was the VIC-20 and
two
the
consoles,
Commodore
no,
64, and then eventually Atari and ColecoVision came out. But
Yeah, I actually played on Atari a lot.
you did play on Atari. Okay, so
Yeah.
so we have some.
Sorry, 2600.
Do you recall what games you might have played on your Atari, or what your favorite game would have been on the Atari?
We played with like my sister, like the games that were multiplayer. So you had two joysticks. So we
Okay.
played like, for example, the Bruce Lee. Actually, you could have had like the main Bruce Lee guy and then one guy following you. I think. I'm not sure.
Bruce Lee on the Atari? You know, it's been so long. Maybe Turgeon, you remember better than I do.
It rings a dim bell, actually, something like that. Yeah.
Bruce
Actually.
Lee.
And we played a lot of a game called Quasimodo. It was about the guy who is ringing the bells.
Yeah. I don't remember that one either, but
Was that a bit like Ghosts and Goblins? That one, a platformer.
I don't know. It was a movie as well and everything.
Yeah.
It's called Quasimodo. It has something to do with a guy. He's like jumping around, ringing bells, and there are
Yeah.
what is it called? Like
It was a-
skulls running around the screen, and they're trying to kill you and whatever.
you know, I remember games like Pitfall
Oh yeah, my dad played that with me actually.
I think if memory serves, Quasimodo was on the it was probably on the Atari 800. That one, I do remember it dimly now. A brightly coloured sideways scroller with bells and running and jumping. Yes.
I don't remember that at all, actually. Quasimodo. I mean, the name. I
Oh,
know the
it's
name.
back in the 80s.
Quasimodo,
That
but...
was. It was an arcade game back in the 80s.
Oh,
So
okay.
the conversion for the console. Yeah.
Jezza, I'm assuming, or both you and Rhea, when you say first-person shooters, though, would you be referring to games like GoldenEye or those type of first-person shooter games?
I'm not sure. I've never played that.
You never played GoldenEye? What was the first-person shooter game that you played?
I'm not sure.
Not sure? Don't remember?
Well, you know, you're too young. You cannot remember.
Oh gosh.
I don't like first-person shooters. I don't like guns. I don't mind shooters where you have a bow or some magic or something. But I don't like guns.
So for you, it's MMORPGs. Okay, so let's see.
Yeah.
Between the two of you, have you both played World of Warcraft?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Jezza?
I played the starter edition for a few hours, but that's it.
Wow. See, that really impresses me. I'm very surprised, actually, since World of Warcraft is what most people would say is the most commonly played MMO. I mean, I think statistically it is, with millions and millions of players worldwide.
Yeah, it was kind of the first major one of its kind, really.
Did you guys?
My problem was graphics. I didn't like the graphics. I didn't like the art style.
Oh, I completely agree. And that's the reason why I don't play World of Warcraft anymore either. But gameplay-wise, it had everything that I liked in a game, but it was missing the graphics that I wanted, which was something more realistic. I didn't like the cartoony-ish look of it.
Honestly, I had a friend who was a hardcore Tolkien fan. And it was him actually introduced me to both City of Heroes and World of Warcraft. He came over from America and brought them with him one Christmas, a pair of them. And he put it on, and he said, I can't get with it. Look at this. He said all cartoon graphics. It's how, because he's hardcore Tolkien, didn't like the kind of. And I said, well, it's more like sort of Nightmare Before Christmas meets Tolkien. So just don't take it seriously. It's not meant to be taken seriously like a serious hardcore fantasy game.
Yeah, and I get
changed his sort of attitude towards it in that way and played it in a less serious way. But I mean, that's the thing. If you can't handle the cartoony aspect, if you're a fantasy purist, then it is annoying as Warcraft. But you have to sort of suspend your if you're going to play it, you have to suspend your expectations of it and just accept it as a cartoony thing.
Well, my first MMO was Ultima Online, and I mean that was, I guess in many ways you could say Ultima Online was one of the first MMOs ever. And even though, from a gameplay perspective, it was like that top-down third-person view, it wasn't like World of Warcraft where you can pan your camera around and zoom in and zoom out and all of that. It had a real-world sort of feeling. You were, or more like Tolkien-esque role-playing with like trolls and goblins and that type of thing, dragons, and you played a human. Your character was human, and they did have very simple graphics, but at the same time, you were a human with your house and rode horses. It started expanding. It really changed a lot over the years, but that's where I started off with. And then it went to EverQuest, and EverQuest came out, and that was the first 3D MMO, and EverQuest was a fantastic game. Of course, it introduced different races, and you could play like elves and dark elves and gnomes and dwarves. But again, there was something that was a little bit more real feeling about that than World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft always had that very cartoony feel, and it was a great game. Gameplay-wise, it certainly has a lot of replay value and a lot of content because they had a huge budget. But I mean, I completely understand what you mean about the graphics in it and the artistic style. It never appealed to me, and I always wish that they would have upgraded. And I still I'm curious to see like if they will ever get around to doing like a World of Warcraft 2, and then maybe putting graphics like what you see in the World of Warcraft movie. Like I would probably play that, which wasn't a terrible movie, I suppose. I'm sure it had a lot more World of Warcraft fans really enjoying it than I did, but from like the CG perspective and everything, it wasn't bad. So what other MMOs did you guys, or what did you play, Rhea?
Well, I started off as in 2002 on Ragnarok Online. Then that's a top-down kind of 2D / 3D-ish game.
Mm-hmm.
Where you have typical healer, tank, mages, whatever and it's Korean farming game, very little quests, a lot of killing monsters. It was actually reincarnated as Ragnarok Online 2 later, which was 3D game with kind of a typical chasing the character camera.
Mm-hmm.
But it never got really popular, and it died. And then it was re-released, and then it died, and again.
Yeah, I mean,
so it didn't go well.
That's the thing with a game like that. You can never be, if you're remaking it, you never be certain what the charm was of the original that made people actually play it. And if you pitch it wrong in a remake, then if you never actually understood what it was that people were playing it for. And Ragnarok, it did have a certain specific charm about it, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
people still play it. A lot of people.
I've heard of it. I've never played it myself, but was that? I mean, would you say that was the first, or would that be one of the first games that you really got into before?
Yeah.
Before yeah.
Yeah, I played it for 8 years.
For 8 years, wow.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
when there were some breaks when I didn't feel like anymore. I played it for 8 years. I was running some communities around it. I was running some custom servers, local community servers. The usual, what I do.
That's something that you're big into, though, right? I mean, like you run the unofficial Elite Dangerous Discord as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you've always been into organizing community groups, basically, is what I'm gathering from this, and it seems like that's something that you enjoy. So, along with playing the game and organizing all of these things, did you know you would eventually become was that your goal to become a coder or programmer, or was that just something that sort of fell on your lap? And
I studied computer security actually, and they approached me when I was still at school, and they hired me before I finished school. So, I don't know why. They felt that I've got something in me about programming, and I guess they were right, because now I'm no longer a game programmer, but I work for Red Hat as programmer specialist, and I'm the only person in Europe on my position. Quite interesting.
Yeah, so that is very interesting.
Talent spotters, like in sports, that is. Programming talent spotters. I suppose after a while in that kind of in the business, the people get a handle on who they want.
Now, we're going to continue the discussion a little bit more, but before we go ahead and continue to the discussion, I want to sort of announce a little bit of this hunt that I was discussing before. So, Rhea, Jezza, we'll get back to talking in just a second about video games and your experience in gaming. So, for everyone who is currently in chat, and
we just lost Rhea. You have to drag her back in.
Oh, okay. Turgeon, if you wouldn't mind doing that, please.
Yeah.
So for everyone who is currently in chat, and if you're just joining us in here, let me take a quick moment and first of all say welcome to the Brocast. If you're new to the channel, you're watching a live stream that we do every Sunday. It's called the Brocast. It's hosted by myself, Commander Josh Hawkins, as well as Shabooka, who is not with us today. He's being replaced by Greytest, our stand-in.
Hello, Niam.
And Turgeon Starstone, our other co-host. And like I said, every Sunday from 3 p.m. till 6 p.m., you'll find us here talking with people from the community, talking with other players. We have some semi-celebrity and celebrity guests come on from time to time. We've had Obsidian Ant on a couple of times. We've had Dr. Kai. We've had the guys from Radio Sidewinder. We've had Iridium Wing. Today we're talking with Rhea and Jezza. Rhea is the one of the community managers for the unofficial Elite Dangerous Discord, and Jezza is a Elite Dangerous PvPer. And interestingly enough, they are the first female bros that we've had on the Brocast, because all of our guests become officially bros of the Brocast. And so we're talking about girls in gaming, and we're talking about gaming culture in general. And there's a few other topics in regards to both of that we'll be touching on in just a second. But feel free to take a look at the channels, of course, between Turgeon and myself, and Rhea and Jezza. All the links are in the description. And on Turgeon's channel, you will find a YouTube series dedicated to Elite Dangerous called Turgeon's Travels. It's a fantastic comedic series that follows Turgeon as he travels across the galaxy along with his artificial intelligence companions. His motley crew of strange and colorful characters.
Corpsicles, yeah.
Oh, yes, and, well, he's not a corpse, really, at least not that we know yet.
No,
unless that was a spoiler there.
He's just a guy in a freezer.
A guy in a freezer. On my channel, you will find patch notes updates, as well as another YouTube series on Elite Dangerous called Exploring the Milky Way Galaxy, which I've somewhat fallen behind on a little bit. I need to get part 19 out. It's in the works. But it's an exploration series that follows the journey of Commander Josh Hawkins across the Elite Dangerous Galaxy, and his journey is a little different than Turgeon's. They're two very different personalities, of course, but certainly feel free to check that out. There's some very interesting adventures going on there, and both of these series are roleplay series, of course, which we tie in as much as possible into the actual lore of Elite Dangerous. Interestingly enough, we did a crossover series several episodes back, and if you watch the series and watch the crossovers, you'll see that the two series end up tying into each other, and Shabooka, who unfortunately is not here, has a mini crossover series that ties both of them together called Legacy, and that's also a fantastic series which you can go and check out, and Turgeon will throw all those links in the channel for you there. If you like what you're watching, if you've been enjoying the show, and you like this type of discussion and talking with people, certainly feel free to like the video or subscribe to the channel so you can get updates on when we go live in future, and when
by the way,
videos get
congrats
uploaded.
to 4,000 subs, mate.
Oh yes, thank you. Just this Friday I hit 4,000 subscribers. Thank you guys very much. It's amazing. I've been just in such a short period of time I've watched these numbers grow, and I don't mean to be holding back on the Exploring the Milky Way Galaxy series. I promise there is one in the works. Life sometimes takes precedence over gaming, as we've been discussing here. Sometimes you consider yourself a gamer, and then all of a sudden you're no longer a gamer. Now you're a YouTuber. Now you're a father. Now you're a husband. So sometimes these things do come into the fold. So yeah. Getting back to what we're doing on the show today, and by the way, Josh Maxwell, I know that you're messaging me here. I'm sorry I'm not responding to you. I see, hello, Josh, ? Josh. Josh Maxwell, I'm not exactly sure. What did you want? Okay, we can go to open those so I can wingman navlog follow you back down so we get into the same instance. I think you are in the same instance as me. Oh, no, you're not. You're 7 kilometers away. It's okay. I'm just flying around right now. I'm not actually doing anything, just trying to make some movement on the stream. Let me explain what this hunt is all about, though, because I actually took some time last night and prepared this, and it was supposed to be a birthday gift for Shabooka. And after we explain this, we're going to go into the chat and we're going to look at some questions for our guests and we're going to talk a bit more. But let's get this hunt underway. Now, anyone who is in chat right now can participate if you're logged into the game. You will need to make sure that you have me as a friend, because this is how we're going to confirm if you get the clues right. The way it's going to work is I'm going to give you guys a clue. Every clue that I give you, the answer is the name of the system you need to go to. So if you figure out what the clue is and you put it into the chat, you will be helping everyone else to get there before you. So if you figure out the clue, keep it to yourself, and you're going to try and get yourself over to the system that you believe is the name that the clue is tied to. And if you get there, you can say something in chat, or you can message me in game and just say, "I got it," or something like that, just so that it catches my attention, and then I will look on the galaxy map and see if you're in the right system. If you are, it doesn't matter if everyone got there or if only one person gets there. If you were the first person there, I will give the next clue to everyone, and then everyone will have to figure it out and get to the next system. I'm going to keep tabs as to how many people get to these systems first, and if you were the first person there several times, then we'll kind of say you're the winner. But there's no prizes for this. This is just for fun. It's just so that we have something else to do, and it's a little bit of test of trivia on just general world kind of things, because like I said at the beginning of the show, these star system names are all things that are actually tied to something in real life, or an expression, or a word, or a place, or a person. So I'm going to give out the first clue, and I will say that the internet is your friend on these. If you search, you might have a much easier time finding it, but if you know the answer and you don't have to search, then you can feel even more accomplished. So I'm going to give out the first clue, and actually, before I give out the first clue, let me show you what the destination system is. And in this destination system is supposed to be... Oh yeah, actually I see I got a friend request here. So if you want to add me as a friend, I'm on my alt account. It's J Hawkins. Just the letter J space Hawkins, Hawkins. Go ahead and add me as a friend. I'll need that in order to confirm that you actually made it to the system. So if you're not already on my friends list, I'll accept your friend invites right now. The system that we will be going to is, let's see, I think I saved it in this folder. No, I didn't. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to go ahead and download it, because Greytest sent me a picture before. Bum ba-dum bum bum. Let's see here. Greytest, where's that PM from you? Okay. Well, great.
Should be in Discord.
Yeah. So many private messages. I got to start closing down these direct messages, because just trying to find you in here is, for some reason, it doesn't. There's no order to it, you know. Like, it should put you at the top.
The latest ones should be up top, yeah.
Well, that's what I think. Oh, here we are. There you are. Okay, so let me go ahead and pop this picture up. We'll just save image, save, and okay, OBS. Here we go. There's the image. Oh, well, it's a little too big, but here. Let's just get that image back out again. Oh my god. Why is this such a pain in the butt? Show and tell images. There we go. Okay, so this is the final system that Greytest will be in. So the first person to get there, if it was Shabooka, we'd be blowing him up. And I'm sure that we'll blow up Shabooka next week, just for the fact that he didn't show up today. We'll blow him up twice. Exactly. So this is the final system that you guys will be getting to. And obviously I'm not telling you the name of that system, but what I am going to do is I'm going to give you the first clue, and you guys can all start heading there if you can figure it out. So, clue number 1, and I will remind you, the answer is the name of the system that you are going to go to. So if you're not in a ship that can jump far, I don't know how far each one of these jumps will be from where you are, but you might want to get into something that's going to travel a little further, because it's not just about figuring out the clue, it's about getting there first. The first clue is Immortal to all but his father Brahma, in a previous life, this character of Indian epic poetry was the king of the Himalayas. I'll read the clue again. Immortal to all but his father Brahma, in a previous life, this character of Indian epic poetry was the king of the Himalayas. So, that's clue number 1. And you guys can start heading there if someone figures it out. Like I said, if you put it in the chat, you will be giving it away to everyone else. So don't put your answer in the chat. Just figure it out, get over to that system. And if you are in the system and you believe you're in the right system, send me a message in game or put it in the chat in capital letters and someone will keep an eye on there.
You should have put that on a splash card, really. And
like
put it up on the screen.
The clue up on the screen.
People be saying, what was that again?
I'll read the clue out several times.
Barry's son, was it? Who's Barry?
It's Barry. All right. I'll read the clue again, and I'll read it out a couple of times. I don't mind reading it out. Okay, so here's the clue again for you guys in the chat. The clue is, immortal to all but his father Brahma, in a previous life, this character of Indian epic poetry was the king of the Himalayas. All right, that's the last time I'm reading it out. You guys got to figure that out. You can rewind the live stream, by the way, so I don't have to repeat it, over and over again. You can just rewind on the live stream, and it should pop up there. And Josh Maxwell, if you send me a direct message like you just did in the chat, it shows up for everyone to see. So nobody look at my direct messages in the chat because the answer definitely did not show up there.
Maybe you should put my screenshot over that.
Yeah, put Shabooka Vision over the...
I'm going to turn on Shabooka Vision and we'll put the image in there. But nobody look up in that chat, right? Oh, that's good. So yes, don't send me the messages either. Just figure it out and get to the system. Otherwise, it's going to be very funny. Okay, so in the Shabooka Vision is the final system, and that's the one that you're going to be getting to. But there's 9 clues total, and so, oh look, the answer's in chat. What do you know? Oh, you guys, you crack me up. See, Rhea, Jezza, this is what we put up with.
They still have to get there.
That's right. They still have to get there. So I guess what we're going to do now...
Seriously telling me you didn't expect someone to put it in chat?
I figured I would tell them.
This is your hawk flock,
in the chat, folks.
This is your hawk flock. And you're telling me you thought they wouldn't do that?
Josh Maxwell's saying he's there already. I guess that's possible.
Tim, I think we're pretty ready for the Dutch challenge right now.
Yeah, we're gonna throw the Dutch challenge up in a second. I just put out the first clue, but it's already been figured out. So let me just get on my friends list here and see what's going on. It's funny how this works, right? Don't put it in the chat, folks. Okay. And Josh Maxwell is the first one to get there. Okay, so since that was an easy one and you guys clearly didn't listen to what I told you, we'll try this again. So, do not put your answer in the chat and do not send it to me in a direct message. All right.
Yeah, Balky's got a good question there. He says, "Why is the featured guest Obsidian Ant? You've put the other overlay."
Oh, shoot! You know what?
you swapped the other overlay when you put the caption thing.
He's here.
Sorry.
He's listening. He's just not talking.
He's here in Antly spirit. Probably.
Sorry, that's because of the Shabooka Vision. Yeah, there you go. Back to Rhea and Jezza. My apologies. Okay, so let's try the next clue. Here it is. According to Urban Dictionary, this is someone who loves drama and is obsessed with Pokemon and Japanese culture in a freakish manner. According to Urban Dictionary, this is someone who loves drama and is obsessed with Pokemon and Japanese culture in a freakish manner. There's your clue.
Is there a way to be obsessed with Pokemon and Japanese culture not in a freakish manner?
I don't know. I suppose it's possible. Okay, Tim, do we have a Dutch challenge? And I'll explain to Rhea and Jezza what the Dutch challenge is.
Yeah, we do. Hang on.
We have a Dutch challenge? Okay, so Rhea,
Paste
Jezza,
it in.
you guys are both still here, yeah?
Admin.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to
Sit
explain
admin.
to you
There you go.
what the Dutch challenge is. Every week, we have one of our viewers comes up with a very interesting quote in Dutch. And, oh man, that's a long one too. Okay, so what this is we're going to put... should we translate this first? Like, can we get a translation just to make sure that this is family safe?
Oh,
Tim?
it's all right. It's legit.
Just making sure. Apparently
No, it's
it's legit. All
Wow,
right.
that's a mouthful.
Yeah, it's a mouthful, all right. So we take turns, Rhea, Jezza, we take turns trying this Dutch challenge, and I'm going to put it up on the screen here in just a second. Basically what it is, and I don't have the music this week, guys, so it's not even, it's too big to fit on the it's too big to fit on here. Hold on. Oh darn it. I'm just going to have to make this a little bigger. So we take turns trying to read this quote in Dutch, and then we get scored, and we see who who does the best. Because I don't know about you guys, but Dutch is not easy for me. So there, I think that should work. Okay, there, it's out of the little Dutch flag. Okay, there, perfect. So there's the Dutch challenge of the week. Which one of you two would like to go first? I wish I could have you rock, paper, scissors for it.
You can go if you want.
You want to go first, Rhea? All right. So our first contestant on the Dutch challenge, Rhea. Give us your best Dutch.
Okay. Vandaag zullen we zien how Josh Hawkins, Greytest and Duran
Just touch him.
No, you got to keep going. We can't help you.
stars on the Thames. Dan Vandaag and oh my god.
It's not easy.
En beetje Nederlandse cultuur. We staan zullen ze slagen of totaal probably whatever van it's that I got it.
It's not easy.
We zullen het zien. We zullen het zien. Yeah,
No.
whatever.
Yeah.
I think you did it. You did it. You finished.
What?
I should have put the comma in the right place. So.
Yes, well,
But never
I
mind.
just copied it from the thing.
Yeah,
so sorry
I
the
copied
comma's
it
in
from
a
what
little
Tim
bit
said.
of
So
the
blame
wrong place.
Tim. It's Tim's fault. He put a comma in the wrong place.
Yes, Tim. Shame on you. And I'm gonna just say very quickly, Josh Maxwell is already in the next system. He found it. The system was Cantina, and he's there right now. I'll just quickly show you up on the screen. We'll put the Dutch challenge back up there for Jezza to give a try. There he is. System is Cantina. So according to Urban Dictionary, that is the definition of a cantina. It's also got a bunch of other very strange definitions in there for that same name. So I'm not going to get into what it all meant, but very good job. Josh Maxwell is on top of this. Okay, so I'll give out the next clue in a second, but let's try the next Dutch challenge. Jezza, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, give it your best go.
Okay, the thing's gone off the stream now. I can't see it.
Oh, it should be back up any second there, along with the delicious stroop
It's
waffles
also in the bro
corner.
bar if you want to see it.
I can see it. Okay. Vandaag zullen we zien her Josh Hawkins, Greytest and Turgeon Starstone, de Dams van Vandaag in Beatage, Netherlands culture bijstaan zullen zich slagen of totaal vallen. We zullen het zijn.
That wasn't bad. Not bad.
Actually,
I think it was pretty bad.
That's better than what I could do.
can I go again? Reading
Oh,
it several
we-
times helps.
Yeah.
We want to retake? Okay. Yeah, sure.
Just go for it.
Zullen we zien how Josh Hawkins, Greytest, and Durian Starstone the Dames van vandaag en beetje Nederlandse cultuur bestaan, zullen ze slagen of totaal vallen. We zullen het zien.
Well, much better than the first go. We're gonna
That
have to
sounded
let
pretty good.
yeah, we're gonna have to let Tim be the judge, but we still have Greytest, Turgeon, and myself. So Greytest, since you are the stand-in for Shabooka, and I think Shabooka is the Tim saying "Holy S."
Oh god, I don't think I can keep up with that, but I will give it a go.
All right, give her.
Alright. Vandaag zullen we zien hoe Josh Hawkins, Greytest en Turgeon Starstone de Dams van Vandaag in beetje Nederlandse cultuur bestaan zullen ze slagen of totaal vallen. We zullen het zien.
That was terrible. Terrible, Greytest.
No, that
Thank
was
you.
that was pretty damn good, I'd say.
That was
actually.
terrible. And I'm pretty sure you called me a hoe. So
Naturally, of course.
I swear it says that right there. Doesn't it say that ho Josh Hawkins? I don't know what that's why I wanted to translate this first, Tim.
Who?
Who?
Not exactly ho.
Yeah, it's
But-
just today we watched that Ho Josh Hawkins. It's,
All right, Turgeon, your turn.
all right. Vandaag zullen we zien hoe Josh Hawkins, Greytest en Turgeon Starstone de Dames van Vandaag in beetje Nederlands culture bestaan zullen zich slagen of total falen. We zullen het zien. Right.
All right, Tim, I hope you're keeping tabs on this because it's my turn and I'm ready to destroy the Dutch challenge today. Vandaag zullen we zien hoe Josh Hawkins, Greytest en Turgeon Starstone de Dames van Vandaag in beetje Nederlands cultuur bestaan zullen zich slagen of totaal vallen. We zullen het zijn.
I heard bitch 2 times there. I think we said that was a family stream, Josh.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, so now we need to get a translation of what this actually means. Now that we've all like cursed our mothers and sworn off our firstborn children, it's pronounced as dame, says Osmond Karka. Now do it again with more vocal fry, Josh. Okay, Rogue 949. Here, one more time with vocal fry. Vandaag zullen we zijn ho Josh Hawkins, Greytest en Turgeon Starstone die dames van Vandaag aan beetje Nederlands cultuur. Bestaan zullen zich slagen of total vallen. We zullen het zijn. There we go. And I heard the hawk scream in the background, so thanks for whoever subbed the Dutch challenge was blocking that out.
And Rhea took it away. We
Yeah,
just
Tim
got
says
the
very well. And I think
grades in.
that's a fair win because that was a damn sight better than we did with it.
Hey, Greytest came in at a very close second with an 8.5. Good job, guys. Looks like I lost again.
One day, Josh. One day.
It was.
Damn
it was
you!
At least you get to practice every week.
I get to practice every single
Yeah.
week. One of these days I'll get good at it. All right. Let's give out one more clue, and then we'll get back to talking to our guests here. So, the next clue is... Are you ready? Actually, this is an interesting one. Hey, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, L, E, M. Thanks for subbing. And thanks for making the hawk scream. Here it is. These aquatic creatures from the depths of the unending ocean, and that's from a video game, of course, were forced onto the surface of Tyria by an elder dragon. Let's read that out one more time. These aquatic creatures from the depths of the unending ocean were forced onto the surface of Tyria by an elder dragon.
I
Go.
feel dumb.
Well, like I said, Google works.
Not even a clue.
Not even a clue. I gotta... who's this? Vabhavm... I can't even pronounce that name, but I will add you to the friends. Okay. So let's get back to discussion. Rhea, Jezza, thanks again for joining in here. I hope you guys are enjoying so far being a part of the Brocast. As you can see, we do some kind of ridiculously silly things like our Dutch challenge. Someone had suggested a Swiss challenge at one point, but I don't think we've gotten quite there. But Rhea, you are from Slovakia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Well, I think Rhea just demonstrated there why these people said, I see potential in that person, take that person and put them in coding, and it's drop you in the deep end and you cope, because you read that once and then they read it the second time and it's like fluent Dutch.
Yeah, I know, right? I was like...
You obviously adapt very quickly.
I think she was trying to scam us there for a second. I think she was just trying to see how bad we were, and like if she set the bar really low, then, you know, we'd all be like, oh, okay, all right, that's easy, and then she just comes back and just destroys us all.
Yeah.
Like...
She's got that bold ability of adapting.
Jericho 97, thanks for
Yeah, yeah.
subbing. So, yeah, maybe we could do like a Slovakian challenge. Could you? Did we get a translation of what the Dutch challenge actually meant? By the way,
Yeah, it's in the Brobo.
it's in the Brobar. Okay, I want to see what the translation actually said. Where is it? Oh, it's in the actual Brobar, the translation itself. Where is it? Okay, it translates into, today we will watch Josh Hawkins, Greytest, and Turgeon Starstone try to bring some Dutch cultures to the ladies. Will they succeed or will they fail? We shall see. Well, I guess that's up to you guys. Ladies, did we succeed in bringing a little Dutch culture to you?
Well, we didn't even introduce them to the stroopwafel yet.
Well, Greytest... Oh, okay. I thought you were answering the question. Gray, I was like, Greytest, you're not one of the ladies. I'm sorry. You cannot answer that question. Thanks, the game, for joining. And
Kill the Hawks, as
and
people in chat.
add FIFA. Yeah, there's going to be a couple Kill the Hawks there. Rhea, Jezza, we've had you on the show now for about an hour, and you've been in the Bro Bar. You have clearly already seen the stroopwafel.
Yeah.
Have either one of you had a stroopwafel?
No.
I don't. What is inside? What's that?
I think it's caramel.
It's caramel. It's sort of
With
a
case I
densish
didn't-
waffle with
But
caramel.
we used to do something like that with honey that looked similar.
Like in like a waffle cookie type thing?
Yeah, like honey inside, kind of.
Mm.
Honey inside. Yeah, well, I see. I would prefer
If you get
that,
down towards
to
the
be
Balkans,
honest.
there's a lot of lovely, interesting, tasty, sweety, pastry type things down there.
I like...
Far more than you get up in my coarse neck at woods in England. We have things that just sort of filter towards us from far away places where they understand sweet pastry making.
Yeah, well, we have a very French culture here in Montreal, just due to the highly European nature of our city, and we got a lot of delicious pastries. But stroopwafels is something that I've never seen, aside from once it became a thing on our on our show.
I just get them down my local Lidl. We have it's a German chain of shops here, and that's where I get them from.
So this is a very Dutch thing, obviously, the stroopwafel, and the proper way to eat these is that you put them on top of a cup of coffee or tea.
Yeah, it
And
softens the inside without actually making it. I thought it would make the waffle soggy, but it doesn't. It just softens the caramel inside.
you'd think it would, right? But I guess it's just it warms up the caramel on the inside, and then you end up with like a nice soft caramelly interior to your stroopwafel. So depending on where you live, you may want to go find yourself one of these and really be introduced to Dutch culture, along with a pair of wooden shoes. which, if you don't have coffee, you can use the wooden shoes to break the stroopwafel in half so that you can get to the center. I think that's what the wooden shoes were originally for. So, I see people talking in chat. I don't see anyone actually getting there. So, Rhea, can you tell us a bit about your bot? I'd like to know a bit about Botwinder. We've got a little picture of what's his name?
Botwinder is the bot, and the pet in Ion Online was called Jeffy.
Jeffy.
Yeah, Jeffi.
Jeffy.
That's how it's spelled.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a little fluffy ball with like just tiny legs and a tail. That's it. And yeah.
So what does the bot do? Tell us about the actual bot itself, because you were explaining it to me the other day, and I was actually quite fascinated by what you've done with it, because it's quite detailed actually what it's capable of doing.
Well, you can take a look at the website botwinder.info, and it's basically designed to help people manage community. So it has all kinds of tools to help manage the community as a whole around Discord. You can have it is a database where you can take notes about people, like kind of warnings, who was naughty. You can look up anyone based on any previous nickname or combination of name and nickname, whatever. It can ban people for a specific amount of time, which Discord itself doesn't do.
Can it assign stroopwafels to people?
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yes. You can. You can run events with it. Give people score and stuff. You can run polls, giveaways. I don't know, timers, scheduled messages.
Can it filter
you can create your own commands. You can do everything. Yes, of course.
Yes. Okay, we're definitely getting Botwinder. So, Hagglebeard, we love you, man.
There is also cookie feature, a kind of customizable karma system where if you get someone says thank you and mentions you in one sentence, you get a cookie or whatever else you want. You can set it up to be.
Yeah,
you can set it up to be waffles.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be stroopwafels.
It has logging. You can log into your hidden channel when someone joins the server, leaves the server, when they are banned, when they delete a message, which is useful.
Just scrolling down that list of features, that is pretty extensive, I've got to say.
Yeah.
It's some good work.
And recently it can nuke channels.
Can nuke channels? When you say nuke channels, like...
it just fills them up with stroopwafels and it's gone.
It
just deletes all the messages in the channel.
I want to get Botwinder on my Discord, so you're going to help me do that if you could, please. Yeah. And before we go ahead and do that, I'm just going to say, all of the rest of you folks in chat right now, you're really going to have to pick up the pace. Josh Maxwell is destroying you guys, and he is once again got the system. It is Karka. And I think I seen someone in chat here, Osman Karka, actually. It's funny because he's got a similar name. It keeps posting it in there saying, that's the answer. So if you guys don't want to know the answers and you want to figure it out, you should mute Osman Karka because he's just putting them in there. I'm going to give out one more clue here for the next system, and we've got a couple more after that, so don't worry, there's still plenty of time. But Josh is in the lead. He's found the first 3 systems. He's been the first one there. So...
But I won't let Josh beat me to the last system.
I sure hope not. All right, so here is another clue for the next system. Born the son of a wealthy farmer, this Chinese communist revolutionary is accredited with being the architect of the People's Republic of China. What was the name of this chairman? I'll read it again. Born the son of a wealthy farmer, this Chinese communist revolutionary is accredited with being the architect of the People's Republic of China. What was the name of this chairman? That is your clue, and I will leave you guys to go on to that. Now, Rhea, if you can tell me how I can get Botwinder on my Discord. First of all, I think we need to get rid of Evil Andra.
Oh, that's a very wise thing to do.
So, how do I get rid of a bot? That's
Right-click.
Well, unlike how we did in the video, then.
right-click the bot. Now,
I don't have any bitch slap code. I can't help you.
yeah, I know, right? It doesn't work like that. Okay, so I right-click on the bot, and then I do what? Kick?
Kick it out. Yes.
I don't have that option. I have mention, message, mute, block, and roles.
Well, it's Evil Andra after all. You don't think you can get rid of her so easily.
I know. And
You're gonna have to set up an infinite feedback loop.
Yeah, a recursive diagnostic feedback loop. That's what she needs.
So,
no, I think you'll have to get Shabooka to kill her off.
I don't. Well, no, because I installed her myself. I should.
Oh, did you? Oh,
Yeah.
well, you're in trouble then.
I know.
She
So,
has already infiltrated your system.
can we have more than one bot on a Discord
I'm sorry,
server?
Josh. I can't allow you to do that.
In the meantime, Evil Andra is pulling up pictures of cute dogs for us in bot spam. So anyone who wants to take a look at that. Actually, you know what, Turgeon? Why don't you go ahead for anyone who's not in our Discord, throw a
Already
link in there.
have.
Already have. So anyone who has
Behind the curve again.
not
Deary me.
already joined in the bro bar, well, because I see we have over 80 people watching the stream right now, and I only see 46 people online in Discord. So.
Oh, how criminal!
I know. Jeez, people, come on now. I have
link.
block. Could it be block, Rhea? Or
No, you have to kick it out.
I have to
somehow.
kick
I
the
don't know why you
bot?
can't. You should
Yeah,
do
I
it.
don't know why either.
Admin permissions on the server?
Oh, I do, because I can kick anyone else out. I can ban and kick everyone else except for the bot.
She
And the
has
bot-
taken
that means
over
the
the
bot has
server.
higher permissions than you, so you need to get the server in there to kick it.
Okay, hold
Are
on.
you the server owner or who is the server owner?
Well, I'm Shabooka made the server, but we all, Turgeon and Shabooka and myself, all have the same permissions.
Yeah.
So.
I think if Shabooka made it, he probably has a sort of top
Yeah, he
ranking
may have
thing.
to do that.
Yeah, so he'll have to do it because it makes sense that the one I don't know how Discord works, but it seems logical that the one who made it would have the ultimate say on things like
Yeah,
that.
but
Yeah,
Evil
that's
Andrew
right.
doesn't even have admin privileges, so that doesn't make sense.
She doesn't need them. She's Evil Andra. She's a bot. She doesn't behave like a proper person.
This is just not fair. All right, fine. Okay, Evil Andra, you win again. You always do.
Curse you, Evil Andra.
Curse you. I'm getting a message from Josh Maxwell saying that he's there, and I'm looking on the galaxy map, and Josh Maxwell is once again
Wow.
there.
Is
Josh,
he the only one?
he's the only one there. He is the only one there.
Not bad, not bad.
I see someone nearby. John Flint is like probably one jump away from him, but Josh Maxwell is definitely the only one there right now. All right, Josh, good job. Okay, so Rhea, we'll resume in just a second. Let me give out one more clue in the meantime. All right, so we're gonna do this. I'm gonna give you guys the clue that I gave to everyone in chat or in voice right now. So let me just put Josh Maxwell got that one. Jeez, Josh is dominating. 4 systems down. Okay, so here. This one is a little different. Everyone ready for the clue? The clue is an oven or other concentrated heat source is essential for someone with this profession, as are knowledge of grains and a particular type of single-celled microorganism classified as a member of the fungus kingdom. So, let me read that one more time. An oven or other concentrated heat source is essential for someone with this profession, as are knowledge of grains and a particular type of single-celled microorganism classified as a member of the fungus kingdom. Go. Let's see.
I know it.
I know it.
Well, see, you guys are cheating, okay? Cheating, I say.
It's only like your jump range though, so it's still fine.
And you know what? Before we throw the bot onto the server, does anyone in the chat have any questions for our guests? Do you guys want to talk about the bot or PvP or anything like that? Since I tell our guests that I expect them to be on for 1 hour, but as long as they stay on after that is entirely up to them, and the show goes on until 6 p.m. So we still have another hour and a half. So. I can't guarantee they'll stay around the whole time. I sure hope that they will. I always love having our guests on, and we have great conversation. But if you guys have any guests, then please go ahead and put them in the chat, and we will relay them on to our guests here. Questions, I mean. So, Rhea, what do I do to get your bot now? What's the first thing I got to do?
So you have to head over to the website.
Bot. Okay, let me get the website going. So botwinder.info.
Yes.
Botwinder.info. Okay. I am on the website.
All kinds of different sections on top. So there is homepage.
Yep.
Brief description, features, which lists the full list of stuff.
Yep.
Config page, which will be interesting for you later.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have invite button. When you click that, it will take you to invite page, where you can authorize the bots to access your server.
Ah, okay.
So that's what you're looking for.
I'm doing that right now. So now I have, this will allow Botwinder to add a bot to the server. I want to select the server. I'm putting Botwinder on the Brocast.
Mm-hmm.
And then do I need to have all of the following permissions selected the way it is right now?
You don't need them all. If depends what tasks do you want the bot to do. This is for everything.
Well, what's this down at the bottom? It says it could read me a bedtime story because I'm a beautiful princess. It says that. I'm not joking. It actually says read you a bedtime story. You're a beautiful princess. Listen, I know I'm a beautiful princess and I love bedtime stories. So how do I get that? Can I select that as well?
No.
There's an X on it. It won't. I can't click it. Am I not a beautiful princess?
No.
You have to face the truth, man.
No.
I'm sorry. It's going to be hard for you to
but wait a second. This is like false advertising. My feelings are hurt right now. Okay, so
Austin Lathrop's got a good question there in chat for guests. If you want to answer it at all, guests. It says, what are your thoughts on groups like SDC?
Oh.
Because you're both PvPers, and SDC, that's PvP is their turf. So what's your take on them?
Well, I think Rhea has some interesting thoughts on SDC.
There are two different aspects to this question. Because one question is asking about in-game. I couldn't care less how do you play your game. However, as soon as you take it out of the game and harass people and dox people and etc., not cool.
No, it's definitely not cool. And you had told me that you had some problems in the past with this.
Oh, yeah.
Do you care to elaborate on what type of problems you had?
No, not really. They're just, SDC, the whole SDC is just following me ever since I banned for 1 week one of their members because they were naughty. And ever since, they just keep coming to Discord, causing problems. Well, they all got banned eventually. Because, you can harass people on the Discord only so much before someone bans you.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Well, so far we haven't had any SDC come into our streams. Jezza, have you had any experience with SDC?
Kind of, yeah. I know a few of their members and they're okay, but it does seem like the group as a whole does do a lot of, kind of shady stuff, like doxing, as Rhea mentioned, which obviously, I think that's totally not okay. But that being said, I know a few of them, like, individually, and they're okay, so...
Well, I mean, you guys... You're both, well, you're a PvPer, and, Rhea sounds like she's done some PvP with, you can't hit with the placement of the guns on the outside of the ship, and the belly side, and, like, all that stuff. So, from a PvP perspective, as a PvP group, I would think that, from what I've heard, they seem to be one of the more successful PvP groups, right?
It depends on what you mean by successful.
So, and I watched a video the other day, actually, they are active, yes, and they also do videos as well. I don't know how many or how often they produce these videos, but I actually saw one the other day, which I thought was very interesting, which is when they did the, what did they call them? The Sizzling Boys or something, and they were trying to bring attention to the whole heat meta that's going on right now with heat weapons, which it looks like they may have successfully brought enough attention to it. And if I'm not mistaken, if I recall correctly, which I might not because I watched it just once, the issue, from what I understand, is that heat weapons were extremely overpowered. And I think anyone who's encountered them could certainly say that there is something very annoying about getting shot with a weapon that suddenly starts overheating your systems, and then your entire ship overheats, and then everything starts overheating, and your modules start malfunctioning, even though you're getting shot by like a missile. Because I think that was one of the things that they were doing. They were using heat missiles, right?
Yeah, I use those. They're really overpowered.
Right. So basically what they did was they equipped all kinds of non-PvP ships. In fact, I was watching them flying in an Orca, and I was watching them fly in a Type 9, and I watched them fly in a Keelback. And in these non-PvP-esque ships, they were taking out Corvettes, and these are players, Corvettes and Anacondas, by using heat missiles. And they have a video up on it, and it's actually very interesting to watch. And I see someone just arrived at the system. Commander John Flint, Josh Maxwell, you were not the first person this time. So.
Yay!
Yay! Okay, we'll get
there's quite a few people in chat there saying that it was on Frontiers to address the heat issues.
Yes, and I think that they actually have now, which is really good.
Yeah, but several people are saying that Frontier already planned to change those heat issues before they started this undertaking.
Yeah, it's always been, the whole heat thing has always been at pretty much at the top of their combat list, because that's why they put the silent running thing in the first place, right back in the very, very first alpha build, really. Because they wanted they actually wanted, right from the early days of Kickstarter, to have heat as a major tracking and combat mechanic in the game, but they've had to change things down and down so many times and put them back up again. So it's an ongoing process with them. So it's not really a terrible surprise that they've rebalanced something in 2.2, to be honest.
And hopefully they're balancing it the right amount. And obviously, whenever balance comes into question in any type of game, there's always going to be people that are going to say it's too much or it's too little. And it's a tricky thing to balance different mechanics to be perfectly equal. But from what I was seeing, it certainly looked like, someone in a Type 9 should not be able to take out a Corvette by shooting heat missiles at it. And if you see it from the receiving end of things, it's actually quite terrifying, because anyone who's ever fuel scooped and then accidentally fell into a star and had to jump away and watch their system, their whole ship, set ablaze. It's
Rusty
unnerving.
Dog in chat there is that from the beta 2.224? Is that Rusty that they put
I think so.
So what's he saying? Heat weapons
He
now
says
don't
they
overheat target
don't
ships.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's capped to 95% on target. Only if target boosts, uses shield cell bank, or is firing will they go over temperature.
Yeah.
Okay, well that makes sense. So it's still going to raise it up. It means that you need to have much better management of your heat in order to avoid taking module damage. But it's still it's unnerving. And I think that's what it is. It's actually a very effective weapon, even if the heat has been reduced, just due to the fact that all of a sudden you're watching smoke come out of your dash. It's an effect that I'd really love to see more of with other weapons as well. When you start taking damage from laser weapons or beam weapons, I'd love to see like smoke and sparks come flying out of your heads-up display or your hull, or things like that. It would be really cool.
Which I noticed, I just might add, because in the beta, when I had to get back to the bubble to get some footage for Turgeon's Travels, I had to self-destruct, but for some reason, the self-destruct option wasn't visible on my panel on the ship in the beta. It reappeared when I respawned in the beta, and it showed up then, but it wasn't then. So I thought, so I just had to sort of park next to a star and let it overheat and blow itself up. And I was videoing it from the outside of the cockpit while it was overheating, and you could see all of the lovely sparks and the smoke inside the cockpit and the outside view, and I don't recall having seen that quite as dramatically as it was in the 2.2. So it's nice. You can see that from the inside and the outside now, if you really want to. Your ship sparking away and catching fire.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give out another clue. Before I give out the next clue, I'm just gonna recap the ones that we had, because I realized that I haven't actually given out the clue with the answer, even though we've already solved it. So I'm just gonna go over the first four that we did already. So the first clue was immortal to all but his father Brahma. In a previous life, this character of Indian epic poetry was the king of the Himalayas. That system was Jambavan. Well, I'm pretty sure everyone got that since it was in chat. So Jambavan is the immortal, the immortal to all but his father, previous life character of Indian epic poetry, king of the Himalayas. The next one was, thanks for subbing, Blackout. Welcome to the Hawk Flock, and kill the hawk. So the next one was, according to Urban Dictionary, this is someone who loves drama and is obsessed with Pokemon and Japanese culture in a freakish manner. That was a Contina. And there's some very interesting examples of how they used that word on Urban Dictionary, which we all know is obviously the most definitive words of the English language. The next one was, these aquatic creatures from the depths of the unending ocean were forced onto the surface of Tyria by an elder dragon, and I believe that's from Guild Wars 2, if I'm not mistaken, and that is a Karka. That's also the one that Josh Maxwell found as well. And then, born the son of a wealthy farmer, this Chinese communist revolutionary is accredited with being the architect of the People's Republic of China. What was the name of this chairman? That was Chairman Mao. And then our last one so far is, an oven or other concentrated heat source is essential for someone with this profession, as our knowledge of grains and a particular type of single-celled microorganism classified as a member of the fungus kingdom. That would be yeast, of course, and the people who use yeast and have knowledge of grains are bakers. And John Flint was the first one to hit that system, the Baker system. So I will go out and we have 1, 2, 3 more clues, and then the final system, which I think we're doing pretty good for time on these. So let's give out one more clue here. Here's the next clue. A personification of death, this female folk saint is venerated primarily in Mexico and the southwestern United States. So I'll read that one more time. A personification of death, this female folk saint is venerated primarily in Mexico and the southwestern United States. There's your next system. Let's see who gets there first. Okay, so Rhea, I have got Botwinder with permission to join in the server. I have authorized Botwinder. I see Botwinder now in the little online here. So what's the next thing I do to... Oh, and Botwinder's playing with railguns.
Oh, that's settling.
That's very apt.
Oh, Rhea's talking to Botwinder. Botwinder, you there? Yes, I am. What else could we ask Botwinder?
How are you so cute? You can say.
I like his icon.
It is cute.
The little fluffy thing.
That's...
Can you screen grab the Discord so everybody on the stream can see what's going on in Discord?
Yeah, I think I can do that actually. Let's go ahead and do window capture and change this over to
nice little demonstration here.
Discord. Okay, hold on, Rhea. Hold on. I'm gonna get hashtag the bro bar. I think that ought to do. Oh, no, I don't know if that's working. Let me just see if I have to select a sub-region. Maybe this will work. Give me 1 second. We're getting there. Save us! Save us! Says Millstone. Okay, here. I think that should do it. What if I turn this on now? Edit scene. Interesting. It's not actually showing up the way that it's supposed to.
That was a nice little idea, but if it doesn't work...
Yeah, okay, so it's not working. So you know what?
You'll just have to join the...
Yeah, if you want to see...
Discord and see it, won't they?
Yeah, you have to go onto Discord if you want to see how Botwinder works. But Botwinder is doing some very interesting things in Discord, and Rhea is giving us a full list of features of what Botwinder will be capable of doing. So Botwinder is typing something. Something is going to happen. Is something actually going to happen, though?
Something is happening.
Borg said, run, stroopwafel and children first.
Stroopwafels and children first. Oh, it's too bad. I wish I could get this up here. You know what? Well, Rhea keeps giving us a bit more of a demonstration. And Rhea, maybe you can sort of narrate what you're doing. So people that are not actually in Discord, you can tell them what you're actually doing and what Botwinder is doing while I try to get the window captured up on the screen here for everyone to see.
Well, basically, today we actually released the configuration website. So the big portion of the configuration is done on the website.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to have the bot on your server, sadly, to see what can you configure. There are options like basic configuration. You can change the command character from exclamation mark to something else. Then you've got the whole huge section about anti-spam. That's like the bot can remove all kinds of links. You can choose specifically whether you want to remove only YouTube links, Twitch, Hitbox, Beam, Imgur and similar ones, or all the links completely. You can choose to remove mass mentions, which is, for example, there are often spam bots that go around and they just mention 20 people in one message.
Oh, we have people who do that in our channel.
Yeah, we don't need a spam bot for that. We have people to do that for us.
Yeah, we have people that'll do that for us all day. Actually, you've been in our Discord for a couple of days now, so I think you've already seen...
You can see how...
You've seen exactly how that works. It's very interesting, actually. So you're saying that we can filter that from happening from the people that tend to do that.
Yes.
I like it. I like it. Okay.
So then you can specify how many mentions do you want to tolerate and how many do you want to remove. Then you can also specify whether you want to ban people for these bans. For example, and it's bound to a number as well. So you can say, I want to ban someone after they send 5 spammy messages, which means that after the bot removes 5 messages of that person because they're spamming something, they get banned.
I think we're going to have to put that to a much higher number for our Discord. Because otherwise we'd have
precognitive banning.
We'd have a few people that just because they're a member of our Discord would be banned all the time. Can you put temporary bans? Can like Botwinder like say something to them like
naughty list there, isn't it?
A naughty list? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
It's got a naughty list.
Naughty list is a command that outputs all members that have any kind of warning on them.
Yeah.
You can
you
can give people warnings, like for example, add warning. Let's pick someone completely random. Someone completely random is going to be.
That's going to be me. I'm completely random.
No.
No.
No. Wait. This one. That's totally missing on screen. No, Shabooka has a warning.
Shabooka missing on stream. Oh, Shabooka. He's missing out, all right.
So now you can run naughty list and it will tell you all the people that did something bad.
They have one
Or you can
warning with
also
notes.
do
That's very
something like this.
Oh, I'm gonna so have to play with this because I think a warning is gonna take away a stroopwafel from the people in Discord.
Oh, that's gonna make them behave.
You know, it's gonna be like if you do good things, you'll get stroopwafels, and if you do bad things, your stroopwafels would be taken away. By the way, Josh Maxwell was first to the next system, but it looks like John Flint came in a very close second. Josh was there first, and the clue, which I'll read out one more time, was a personification of death. This female folk saint is venerated primarily in Mexico and the southwestern United States. That was Santa Muerte. So good job, Josh. I'm just wondering, are Josh and John the only two playing the game right now? If there are other people in chat that are actually trying to figure out these clues and flying around, could you do me a favor and just
I remember Santa Muerte. It's where the Christmas community goal was, isn't it?
Just put it in chat. Say playing. Yeah. Please put the word playing in chat if you are actually playing the hunting game. Because if it's just Josh and John, then that will explain why Josh is the only one getting there. I mean, I hope other people are playing it. We've got 100 people watching right now. So, you know what? I should probably announce this. I should probably just put this out there so that the people watching know what the heck is going on. Because I'm sure some people are just joining in. And that doesn't mean that you can't participate. This game is basically just a hunt. And what we're doing is we're hunting based on clues and some trivia from system names in the game that I've come up with these clues last night for the system that Shabooka is actually supposed to be sitting in, but instead we have Greytest is going to be there. And you can see a little picture of it just below where it says the Brocast in the top left. That's the final system that we're going to be getting to. So once you get into that system, you'll know that it's the final one, and then we'll pretend like we're actually blowing up Shabooka. And if you come back next week, we'll make Shabooka sit there while you blow him up. That's going to be his penance for twice. His penance for not being on the stream today. So there's a few people playing. All right, so let me just add Josh Maxwell once again to the list. Looks like Josh is well in the lead in terms of points here.
I have to say, Josh, I'm astonished that you put so much effort in there. So many clues. It's great.
Yeah. Well, I have I got 2 more clues and then the final system, and it was kind of fun pulling these together, mostly because I didn't realize how interesting some of the system names were in Elite
Yeah, I
Dangerous.
noticed that there's some very interesting names in there. Some very silly ones, too.
Oh yeah, there's lots of silly ones, and I was looking some up, and I'm like, well, what the heck? That's not even a real thing. But some of them, I'd put it into a Google search, and I'd be like, oh wow, hey, look at that. That was pretty interesting. So let's try this next one. I'm wondering if I should give less clues and then sort of expand on the clue as we go along. People are finding them a lot quicker than I expected.
Next time.
Okay, so here's the next clue. Also meaning shoulder of the centaur. This K-class orange giant in the constellation Centaurus is the 4th brightest member of the constellation. All right, I will read this again. Also meaning shoulder of the centaur, this K-class orange giant in the constellation Centaurus is the 4th brightest member of the constellation. Let's see who gets that one first. I would love it if people took a screenshot of each of these locations, but I don't think that many of them are really that interesting, except for maybe this one here is going to be cool, and the last one that we have the picture up there is also going to be cool. Oh, hi, sweetie. Hi. Sorry, my little puppy just jumped up on my lap. She wants to come join in on the Brocast. Okay, and then the big one's sitting down there getting jealous because the little one's on my lap. Yes, okay. Hi, cutie pie. Yes, you're so adorable. God, it's. I live with a living teddy bear. I swear, it's unbelievable. I don't know if have I put pictures of my dogs up on the Brocast
long
before?
ago.
Long ago, hey?
Long ago.
Yeah, I only recall the biscuits.
Only the biscuits.
Biscuits.
I'll get a picture of one of my dogs and put them up here. Actually, you know what? Rhea and I were talking last night in chat, and we were comparing. Actually, Rhea, can I show those pictures that you showed the ones of your computer system yesterday? Rhea?
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
What picture? Sorry.
You put up some. You were showing me some pictures of your computer setup.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to show a couple of those, and then I also have a picture of my dog on my computer. We'll show
Your
this.
minions.
My minions.
My minion's under the table at the moment. He's being quiet.
He's being quiet, eh?
The
Which is rare
teddy
for
bear
him.
house alarm.
Yeah, the
I
house
have
alarm.
Dogs.
So let's
I
show.
have bunnies.
This is
Bunnies.
This is Rhea's computer setup right here, which the first thing I noticed is mine looks just like this. It's unbelievable. I have pink all over the place and bunnies all over the place. I swear this is my computer room right here. No, it's a lot cleaner than mine is, that's for sure. And I was trying to figure out what those books were over there on the left by the pile of bunnies that you have over by your bed there.
Yeah, there are a few Elite Dangerous books.
Yeah, and you clearly love bunny rabbits.
Yes.
Are they? Do you say are they choose your own adventure book?
What?
The choose
Like
your
the
own
old
adventures?
Steve Jackson ones of choosing your own adventure gaming books.
There's no.
No.
I have to
four Elite
notice
Dangerous books.
a disturbing lack of stroopwafels.
I know, right?
Yeah,
It's a nice chair, though.
I think the bunnies might have eaten the stroopwafels, which will explain why they're so soft and fat looking.
Fluffy, yeah.
Yeah,
Always
fluffy.
the same with the bunnies.
Yeah, stroopwafels are really good for your hair, apparently, especially if you're a bunny. And so this is Rhea's beautiful setup right over here.
Oh, the reign of Josh Maxwell might end soon. He's being interdicted.
Oh, we should
Good luck, mate.
send everyone against Josh Maxwell so that he cannot win the contest. So here is my This is my computer setup, and that's the one who's sitting on my lap right now. She's right there. You can see the other one sleeping on a cushion behind him. Oh
Yeah,
no,
I
here
don't
he
know.
just came to sit. They're both here. Sitting
Oh, you have it completely like free floating. Nice.
Yeah, I gotta say that arm that the keyboard is on is extremely handy. Obviously, I can't swing the whole thing over when I've got my joystick plugged in, but when I'm actually working and doing coding for the videos, I'll pull the joystick off, and that arm just swings right in front of me, and it's really nice. This is the Ubuntu Revolution that I'm using here, and I will mention something about this. It's a great setup. And you know, I've always been skeptical of buying things from the internet before you have a chance to, you know, try it out in real life, especially when it comes to a chair. But everything that I read about this is that it's extremely comfortable, and that it said that it fits people of all sizes. You know, they were saying guys 300 plus pounds were fitting in it. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not a big guy. I'm 180 pounds. I should have no problem fitting in this chair. You can see this sort of, I guess, I don't know what it's called, and I'm sure there's a technical name for it, but the bucket seat, the sides that sort of poke up on each side, the left and the right-hand side of the chair, there's a metal bar on the inside of those, and it's very padded, so, you know, I don't feel metal bar hitting me or anything, but it's so tight, and I have normal-sized hips for a guy. You know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not a big guy, but it just squeezes my hips in. I can't imagine someone 300 pounds sitting on this thing. Like, they'd stand up and their ass would be sticking out like a pyramid because it would just, like, squash it down together. So, yeah, I mean, if you do buy an Ubuntu Revolution, just make sure if you have wide hips, I wouldn't recommend it, because even just my normal size hips get a little tired from the metal bars really just squishing it in there. And I guess that's, you know, it's an actual car racing seat. It's kind of hard to tell, but there's a little lever in the bottom, and it reclines just like a car seat would, and I can reach down in the front and pull the thing and slide it forward or backwards. And you can even see that there's another bar that I installed right between where my legs would be. That's where you can actually move the joystick panel over to there if you want that center joystick. It's a fantastic setup. I really love it, but it's my only gripe with it. My only complaint is those hip huggers are really tight. But there's my little puppy who.
Yeah, it only works if there's a small Ewok sitting on it.
Yeah, exactly. She's got no problem fitting in there, and she's freaking adorable. And now she's curled up on one of my legs, sleeping in a ball. So, yeah, I love having these little dogs. I went to the pet store today, and I was looking at these golden retriever puppies, and they had German Shepherd puppies, and the German Shepherd puppies are like, my dog is like a squeaky toy compared to those puppies. You know, and I was just like, I don't like big dogs anymore. I had big dogs my whole life. My first dog was an English Bull Mastiff, and I grew up with that. And now I just love these little things that fit in the palm of my hand, and you know, they're so cute. Oh my god!
Bred to hide in emperor's sleeves. That kind of dog.
Exactly. Pull one out of a hat.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look what we got here. Oh, darn it. You know what? I didn't look first, but I've got Queen Jezza, Josh Maxwell, and John Flint all at the new system, Menkent.
We'll give it to Jezza, just to make it fair.
Yeah, I think we're going to give it to Jezza just to make it fair. Sorry,
I was
guys.
there first, to be fair.
You were there first? All right, perfect. So there we go. That one goes to Jezza. Jezza. All right, I'm putting your name there, and I'll give out the next clue. We only have one clue, and then the final system. So
the teddy bear distracted us.
Yes, the teddy bear distracted us. So here is the next clue, folks. My chat just exploded. The next clue is a flare star in the constellation Centaurus. This system contains a red dwarf star of very low magnitude that is the closest star to the sun. I'll read it again. A flare star in the constellation Centaurus. The system contains a red dwarf star of very low magnitude that is the closest star to the sun. So,
So easy.
let's see who is going to get that one. I mean, it's kind of a dead giveaway, but yeah, easy, right? Yeah, like I said, these are not frontier clues. Okay, we wanted people to actually we wanted people to solve them. I wanted people to actually get the clues without having to consult Reddit and 15,000 people all trying to figure it out. So let's see. Hey, what's that in the chat? That couldn't possibly be the answer, could it?
No.
No, because why would anyone do that?
Because!
Oh, you guys, you kill me, I swear. All right, well, let's see who gets there first. And now that we've got Botwinder on the server, is there anything else that message sent to Haggle. What did Botwinder send to Haggle?
If you don't behave in chat, Josh will leave you stranded in an orbit without any strobe waffles around Kerbin.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I should do a Kerbal Space Program stream again.
Yeah, just for everyone who doesn't behave, you just put a Kerbal with that name up there. And leave it there.
Strand them in orbit, yes. That's your punishment. Virtual you is now orbiting.
All right, so folks, there is one more clue after this one, and that's going to be the final system. Once we get that one done, then we're going to try a little bit of PvP against Jezza, and then maybe Rhea, maybe possibly if she pulled her joystick back out and put it back on the computer, maybe she'll join in. I don't know. Maybe, possibly.
I didn't have time to set up.
You didn't have time to set up? Yeah, but, well, come on, you can do it with the keyboard and the mouse, right?
I do it with keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, Jezza's playing with keyboard and mouse.
I wouldn't, because with Rhea's adaptive capabilities, she'd lose the first round and then decimate everybody after that just with the keyboard and the mouse, and then you'd all feel pretty silly, wouldn't you?
Well, I'm down for trying some PvP too. Even though I do not have a Fer de Lance, I'm in my Viper Mark IV. I don't even know what weapons I got on this thing, but I will definitely be down for some PvP competition, and I'd love to see if anyone else is down for that. We're going to have a good bit of time still. We'll probably have around 45 minutes to a half an hour to do that. And if you're not participating in the hunt right now and you want to come over for some PvP, just come over to the system I'm in right now, LFT926, and that's where we'll do this. In fact, what would be very interesting, just to add a kind of a twist to this, is we should do orbital PvP and fight over the planet where we normally launch our races from, Drichle Depot.
You do realize that's going to give us instancing issues again.
But it's only going to be one-on-one. We're not doing group PvP. It'll be one-on-one, and see how people do, and because we want a couple.
Can try.
Yeah, so I think it'll be fine. If anyone's interested, I'm not saying we're all going to get a chance to participate. I'm going to film it as best as I can, but we'll get Jezza and one other person at a time in some one-on-one PvP. The only rules that we had set for this PvP, and I spoke to Jezza about this last night, is that we're not going to have anyone with fully modded ships. So please, if you come in a fully modded Corvette, that's not going to work. It's not going to be fair. Jezza, you said you have some mods.
Our tryhard Josh is complaining that you don't look at the map.
Oh, I know. I saw that he had messaged saying I'm there, so I know he's there already. Hold on a second. I'm gonna show him why I didn't respond back to that in just a second, because I'm taking a picture here. Hold on, just one sec. Hold on. You'll understand why. Okay. I'm gonna send this to Discord. Oh, we lost Jezza. Here I'm putting this picture.
She said
up on
her
Discord.
computer crashed before.
Is that what happened? Okay. Hold on, Josh. You'll understand in a second why I didn't reply back. Here it comes.
She's back.
She's back.
Hi.
Hey. Okay. Share. on Discord. Oh my god. I don't know how I possibly... Oh, I don't know where I just uploaded it to. I hope it was to the bro bar.
Nope.
No? Okay, well...
Where did you
some random Discord server just got a picture. I don't know how to... Darn thing. Share to Discord. Upload. It doesn't even give me a choice of where I'm uploading it. How does that... That doesn't even make any sense.
Just drag it into the bro bar.
Yeah, but it's on my phone and I'm trying to... Okay, well, you know what? Whatever. I'll figure it out in just a sec here. Okay, so Josh is already there. Of course you are, Josh. Of course. Here is the final clue. And everyone get ready for this one, because it'll be a race. Here goes. Lambda Aquilae and Iota Aquilae, also known as the two ostriches, are stars in the constellation Aquila that both share this traditional name. So I'll read it again. Lambda Aquilae and Iota Aquilae, also known as the two ostriches, are stars in the constellation Aquila that both share this traditional name. There we go. Hey, Dragon Sage. Well, just for anyone who's joining in right now, welcome to the Brocast. I haven't done this for quite a bit here. We've been talking about so many things, I kind of forgot to throw out the plugs for the channel. You are watching the Brocast, hosted by myself, Commander Josh Hawkins, as well as my two co-hosts, normally which would be Shabooka, hey everyone, who's not really here, and Turgeon Starstone.
You know, he's going to get you for that.
Oh, he's not going to watch the whole 3 hours. Come on. My name's Shabooka.
All right,
dead.
I'm just gonna make a quick note here. We are 2 hours into the stream, and I'll make sure he gets that.
All right, fair enough. Let's just make note of the time and second.
He will say.
That was
He's gonna be like,
pretty good.
I hate you so much.
Yes, he'd do that one too.
So, we are
We love
live
Shabooka, by
streaming.
the way.
This is the Brocast. It is a live stream every Sunday, typically for Elite Dangerous, but as you can see down in the bottom left-hand corner, I also sometimes live stream Kerbal Space Program and Star Citizen. I haven't really live streamed it yet, but eventually I will. But it is a Space Channel related broadcast. We did some No Man's Sky, but I kind of removed the logo after I'm pretty sure we all deleted the game. It's a sad thing, really, but you know, that's just the way the cookie crumbles when you lie to all of your viewers, or all of your supporters of a game. Anyhow, so the Brocast is a live stream every Sunday from 3 p.m. Eastern Time till 6 p.m. Eastern Time, hosted by the three of us, Josh, Shabooka, and Turgeon. And Shabooka is being replaced currently with Greytest because he wasn't able to make it to the stream today, so thank you for joining us, Greytest.
Supplemental Shabooka.
Yes, supplemental Shabooka. And we're also here with Rhea and Jezza, who can say hello.
Benjamin Potts says, are you going to try Stellaris at some point?
Yeah, I was thinking about it, but we'll get to that question in a second. So we got Rhea and Jezza on here. Rhea is a game coder, a computer coder, and ex-Elite Dangerous player. Jezza,
one half of Botwinder.
and yes, and the creator of Botwinder, the little image icon that you see there, and we just installed Botwinder as our new Discord bot, who we will certainly abuse greatly on our channel. Making it retrieve pictures of stroopwafels and pictures of cute little dogs. And Jezza, a Elite Dangerous player who is also a PvPer. And so we're joined by Rhea and Jezza to talk about... Well, we haven't done... Well, we did talk about it a little bit at the beginning, just girls in gaming and gaming culture. And, you know, since we have two people that are doing different parts of the gaming industry, I suppose, coding and then playing the games. We were looking for some different perspectives on that. Now, we haven't dug too deep into the perspectives, and you know what? I guess it's not such a bad thing that we didn't. It's just nice having you guys on here, and we really appreciate you being here because, it's true. Girls are a minority in Elite Dangerous. We don't see too many. I mean, we used to have Astromiko, who was a regular in Discord with us, and I mean, do we know what happened to Astromiko?
Real life and business and stuff has caught up with her, I'm afraid.
Real life and business.
Yeah.
And I mean, aside from that, I didn't personally know any other girls who played. So yeah,
I'm pretty sure there are several more girls and women playing Elite Dangerous, but I think they're very much underrepresented here in the community.
Yeah, well, I think one of the problems, problems if you want to look at it that way, is one of the facts the Elite franchise goes back to 1984 when girls just didn't play games, basically. They didn't play video games in 84.
I don't know if they didn't play video games, because I know in my family, and I have two sisters.
Oh, yeah. Sisters, so I bet they beat you to the console all the time.
Well, no. I mean, yeah, in certain games, they were much better than me. We had one game in particular. It was called Alex the Kid in Miracle World, because I had a Sega console. I was not lucky enough to get a Nintendo. I wanted one really badly, but I didn't come from a particularly wealthy family, and so my parents actually got the Sega Master System from my cousin, who was a little older than me, and he had pretty much every single game there was for it. So, I mean, it was kind of like a win, even though I didn't want a Sega, I wanted a Nintendo. I got the Sega with like literally 20 or 30 games for my birthday, I think it was. And that was pretty cool because it was still a console, and at the time, the other consoles just didn't compare to Sega or Nintendo. It's just, I wanted to play Mario, Like every single kid wanted to play Mario, and instead I ended up playing Alex the Kid in Miracle World. If you never played it, it's a fun game. My sisters were really good at it, but yeah, so girls do play video games. I just think that for the most part, they are not as interested in video games as guys are, and I think that men in general we tend to be more aggressive, and we use video games as almost like a release of that aggression. And they've shown in some studies recently, because there's always been,
There's always studies on these.
Before video games, it was violent television or violent movies that people said, violent movies breed violence, and they make it
easy for them to write stories if they can pin a nice hook on these things, and it's never that simple.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, studies have shown that violent video games do not cause violence in children, nor does violent television or violent movies. They've shown, in fact, that it's the exact opposite. That
it's pretty much the exact
kids who play violent video games tend to be less violent in real life because they're getting that out of their system. That's their release. So, but I think because of the nature of video games, and especially up until more recently, now that we're seeing games with female lead characters, and a lot more equality in terms of the type of. Oh, actually, someone just hit the system. Equality in terms of the games. We are seeing more female gamers emerging, and
Should I switch over to open?
If you want to, yes. Maybe go ahead and send Commander Resender a wing invite and see if he can get over to you.
It used to be the stereotype that the blokes played all the shooty games, and the girls played all the puzzle games. But it's that was ye olde simple days, and it's never that simple anymore.
No,
but a lot of media. This is the thing. A lot of it's one of these things that puts me about the media. A lot of mainstream media still doesn't accept the fact that the video game industry is like worth more than Hollywood a lot of the time.
Billions.
And they still haven't got over the fact, it's blokes in basements playing games. And you think, well, come on, half of you journalists must play games. I mean, you can't really be clinging on to this outdated stereotype. You find a lot of women in games, a lot of women coding games now. And they still love to push out this same trite argument from the past because they think it's good for ratings. And it's just not like that anymore. It's not that simple.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure in the very most recent past, girl games became much more like common, because since like gaming in general became more popular, and people on, for example, on YouTube became famous basically by playing video games. Of course, you also got that big community around that, and of course, this community consisted to a great part or equal parts of boys and girls. So I think those people, once they become older, the gaming community in general, and also maybe in the jobs and in the businesses, you will see a lot more women in those areas.
Yeah. Rhea, Jezza, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, do you see more women playing video games now, or in the gaming industry as a coder, than you did, a few years ago? Do you feel like that's the direction that things are going in the gaming culture?
Yeah, I think so. It's hard to kind of quantify how many I've seen, because I played different games during that time, but overall I'd say, yeah, definitely.
And Rhea?
And Commander Resender is with me here. He just dropped into my place.
Okay, well, Resender, congratulations. You made it to the final clue, and I think overall, Josh Maxwell kind of took the cake on this one, because he's been the first one to the majority of the clues that we've given out, but Resender got the last one, and that last one was Al Thalamane. Lambda Aquilae and Iota Aquilae, also known as the two ostriches, are stars in the constellation Aquilae that both share the same name, Al Thalamane. And I'll put that image back up here that we have of that final system. If you guys want to go check that final system out, that particular system is actually a very, very nice system. Because it's a trinary. I'm going to go ahead and fit it to the screen.
And Jezza is here as well, and he just rammed straight into me.
Sorry, I didn't see you.
Sure.
So there's an image of that final system. This is definitely a very nice looking system in the bubble. It's a trinary star system. It's only 100 some odd light years away from Sol, I think. So if you're not an explorer and you normally just do combat or trade, and you don't get to see too many of the the more scenic systems, this one's not far to fly out to. I was going to say to drive out to fly out to, and get a peek at what a trinary system actually looks like. These are some things that, as an explorer, and I can just tell you because jumping around all the time, you don't often see trinaries where the stars are in very close proximity like this, especially young, hot, bright stars like this. So this is a very nice view. This is the type of thing that, if I was out exploring, I would turn on my recording and definitely capture some footage of this, as I'm sure Turgeon would agree. It's a very nice thing to see. So yeah, hey, woo! All right, we got the treasure hunt wrapped up, and feel free to blow up Greytest if you can. But don't worry, Resender and Josh, we'll make sure you guys get your chances to blow up Shabooka next week, since he wasn't able to be here. So
yeah, Jezza's getting her cannons out. Oh Jesus! I don't even know what just happened. Wow.
So, with that, now that I'm actually excited, Jezza, can you get back to LFD 926? And I see there's actually a couple people in the system already. Let's see who's here. We've got Commander Fireworks and Commander Gunjamin are both here. I don't know if... Yeah, that's the only two that I see in instance. But I see Commander Gunjamin's in a Python, and I see Fireworks is in a Python as well. Both of these guys, well, I can certainly vouch for Fireworks because I've seen him in our other competitions or contests where we were chasing people down. I know that he has tried to diligently take other guys out in the past as well. Jezza, if you want to get back here, I'd love to, capture this on the live stream, you guys maybe in a one-on-one. And anyone else who wants to do that, LFT926.
Just a small warning there, guys. You have no chance. If you witnessed what I just witnessed, you would know that you have no chance.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do this here at Dirichlet Depot, which you can see on my screen right now. Oh, actually, you can't because that image is up there. Sorry, let me take that down. Okay, here we go. So there's Dirichlet Depot. I'm going to just go land down there.
By the way, just I recorded that. I will send that to you. You want to use that footage?
Okay. I'm hoping to see a little bit more of that up close and personal here. I'm gonna go land down at Dirichlet Depot. It's on what planet is this? The Pilots Federation, LFT926B1, and this is usually where we start off some of our other events. So if you want to fly down here, we're going to do this in orbit, which is going to make it even more interesting, I think at least. So come on down to Dirichlet Depot. If you're in the system and you want an invite, go ahead and send me a message in game. I'll give you a wing invite and pop open my beacon so that we can all drop in on the same place. Hopefully we can get some instancing going on here properly. And make sure to turn off report crimes against me so that you don't give the competition a bounty for no particular reason, because this is supposed to be in good fun. And then we will go ahead and blow people up. Yes, Rhea?
About the whole topic and like girls in games and gaming industry in general.
Yeah.
From what I experienced, I'm probably a special snowflake.
Okay.
I've seen only one other programmer. She was a junior programmer on Angry Birds a long time ago. It was a bigger team of some 150 people, half of it programmers, and only 2 girls. So the percentage is really, really low. However, there are quite a few, usually when it comes to game development, you do have a lot of artists, like graphic, 2D, 3D stuff. When it comes to... Yeah, there is the percentage a lot higher.
So, graphics designers and artists,
yeah.
and I'm sure most of them also play video games too. I mean, did you talk to that other the other woman that you were working with? Like, did you ask if she played a lot of video games, or did you guys talk about video games?
We didn't talk much. We were in the same room only for a week or something.
Okay. And because you've managed communities, and this is something that you really put a lot of effort into. On the unofficial Elite Dangerous Discord, how many other girls are in there? You guys have a lot of members over there. How many other girls that you are aware of?
I don't know how many. I don't know the statistics because people don't walk up to you and say "Hey, I'm a girl." Yeah, I don't know. But to be honest, I really think that because of the typical thinking that only guys play games, that is the reason why most of the girls either hide around or just don't play games, because it's just very negative.
Yeah, well, I mean, I see why it would be, and I think also because the internet creates such a zone of anonymity, and with so many trolls, and I'm not saying everyone's a troll, but there are so many people out there that are willing to just say horrible and awful things. But I believe that those are the minority, you know? And when you look at the gaming community in general, the gaming community is amazing. And everyone that I know that plays video games is amazing. And yes, I've seen trolls. I've even had... I have my own troll who hasn't shown up on my YouTube channel in a while, but he's the one that started the whole Vocal Fry thing, which is why you see Vocal Fry pop up in the chat from time to time, and why I read the Dutch challenge with Vocal Fry. And he was a nice troll, actually. I mean, he wasn't even a bad one, but a troll nonetheless.
Well, I think it's like the contrast you have. It's the old thing Disney made a comment about many years ago. There was Mr. Walker and Mr. Wheeler, and how people change in personality entirely when they stop being a pedestrian and get in a car. You know, they become some strange cyborg, and all of their values change because they're in a car and they're not on foot anymore.
And road rage.
It's a similar thing with the net, because, as you say, with the anonymity, people will take liberties that they just wouldn't take in their real life.
Yeah, and I'm not going to exclude women from that either. I'm sure that there are women trolls. You know, it's not just male, although I would wager a guess that most trolls are probably men.
Well, yeah,
again,
there's a lot of
the,
nasty cyberbullying that you get with teenage girls victimizing each other on the social networking. That happens probably more than it does with blokes. Tend to victimize each other in games.
Yeah, it's
the social networking side, and they can get really nasty with the whole cyberbullying side of it. Yeah, several suicides from that.
Oh yeah, it's terrible, and I mean, girls and guys both will bully people, and you know, we've seen examples on YouTube of people capturing it on their cell phones, like girls pulling other girls' hair and kicking them and doing horrible things and swearing and calling them names and stuff. Like that type of bullying, real life bullying and cyberbullying is no different. There's plenty of girls, I'm sure, online that bully other people and troll other people as well.
Oh yeah.
It's shameful, really, that this is the type of thing that some people think is acceptable. You know, and that's really what needs to be. That's what we need to find a solution for.
I think it's a testament to how much they of themselves they invest into the virtual world as a real one in that regard. Because if they weren't investing so much of themselves in it, they wouldn't be getting so emotionally involved all the time.
You know,
what that says for the future, I don't know.
I've been a gamer my whole life. From as early as, you know, gaming was invented, I mean, going as far back as Pong, literally. I've played practically every video game available to me between then and now, and I've done gaming, you know, on BBSs and then the internet and online and single-player games, console, PC, all of that stuff. And I have been involved in many different communities, and I've seen all kinds of horrible and wonderful things. I've been involved in guilds and clans and player groups where racism was rampant and abundant that I've left, or I've broken apart and brought people with me and formed new clans to avoid that type of thing. And for the most part, from my experience, the reception of women in the game communities that I have played in has always been of equal importance. And in fact, in some cases, I'd say it was almost even they got better reception than most guys that would join in, because it'd be like, oh my god, there's a girl in the clan, and then all of a sudden everyone wants to talk with her and wants to know her name and, you know, find out where she lives and be friends with her.
It's a bit creepy in that regard. There is one game I've played that wasn't like that, actually. I mean, you find that in quite a few MMOs, but it was never like that in City Heroes.
Well, because there were so many female
was more
characters in City of
invested.
Heroes, but
Yeah, they're all invested in the character and the story in the background of it.
yeah,
And I think it fosters a different mindset. Even though most of the blokes were nerdy guys who had comic book collections going back to the dawn of time, that they kind of associate with that kind of stereotype, a lot of them. But there wasn't this distinction between the sexes in that. And I also found on the European server, when they finally merged, all the servers and everybody could join together, European and American ones, we had people that were setting up minority groups, super groups on what was the European servers, but when they migrated to America, they still stayed as the European ones, and so they were full of Europeans.
yeah.
And there's a lot of Americans setting up minority groups, and we're just looking at them like, what are you doing? We're all like one group here. We don't have this special minority thing going on, and terribly long, different mindset.
Rhea?
It was generally a more equality.
Yeah, Rhea, you were gonna say something about that
Yeah.
when I said
Yeah, I wanted
MMOs.
to say about the MMOs and guilds and girls. Basically, what I experienced in most of the guilds that I ever joined was that I join a guild, I'm just being friendly, typical me, playing with people, and we enjoy having fun together, do kill monsters, whatever. There is always someone in that guild who falls in love with me, and it's usually more than one person. And then the whole guild completely falls apart. Like, it completely falls apart.
Yeah.
Because of that
Yeah,
But I think that's
I had
more
the
like a
opposite side in.
symptom
Yeah,
of the thing that girls are so in the gaming scene.
Okay,
so let's put the question out then to the
I had that
viewership right
on the
now.
other side, the receiving side.
So
The girl that was trying to fall in love with me all the time, and I wasn't.
let's put this out to the viewership right now. Be honest. How many of you want to marry Rhea right now? Don't be shy. Don't be shy. We want to know. You can be truthful. Let's see it.
Yes, we're all that.
You're crazy.
So yeah,
Come on, how many of you guys want to marry me? Or just
oh.
But yeah,
Okay,
Ray's bang on right there. It's like just one or two that are a bit weird, and you probably find that not in game communities as well. It's just in any community. You find most people are pretty decent, but there's always a couple that are a bit weird. And if you're sort of trying, if you're a decent person and you're trying to be nice to them all the time, they get strangely clingy, and you think, what have I done here? I can't get rid of these people. You know, and you can get yourself into a bad situation.
Now,
and it happened to me with a woman in Warcraft, and it happens to women with blokes following them in Warcraft as well, and I assume in pretty much any MMO.
I need to ask, Rhea, Jezza, from the games that you've played, do you have guys giving you free stuff all the time? Or did you take advantage of that and use that, to get free stuff?
I don't take advantage of it, but a lot of people do offer to get free stuff.
I never got anything.
You never what?
You poor thing.
Like, just for being a girl around games, I never got anything extra. I mean...
No free loot? Like, oh, you can win that role, don't worry.
No.
The next epic weapon that drops, we'll pass it to someone else, like... No special treatment?
No. I don't think so. At least I didn't notice anyway.
But yeah, that is something I have seen people do in games, definitely.
You did say something, right? Now, is it okay if I bring this up about the relationship that you mentioned to me?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah? Okay. So, Rhea had mentioned to me that, now, you met someone, was it in Elite Dangerous? Am I remembering correctly?
Actually, I had 2 serious relationships that started in a game. The first one in Ion Online that I mentioned. After a year of like playing together and stuff, he moved in from Poland, my country, and we started to actually live together. But there are some problems that I never got over, and I kind of ended it. And my second relationship is in the chat, Spytech, and yeah, we met in Only Dangerous, and we are now together more seriously.
So Spytech, who is in the chat right now, is your
Yes.
Other half.
other half. Yeah.
Yes.
And the other
My
half of
other half.
Botwinder.
And he's
An
saluting.
official fiance.
Well, congratulations to you guys. And it's really nice to hear that. I think just in one of the last streams that we had broadcasted, actually, I had mentioned that I met a girl once in Ultima Online, actually, and we had a short relationship that lasted a few months. Well, it lasted a lot longer online than it did in person, but there was no particular reason for that other than the fact that she lived so far away. It was like a 14-hour drive to get out to her, and then things got very complicated, and she actually had kids, and her family wasn't very happy that she was dating some guy she met in a video game, and it just created a lot of drama that really was not something I was looking for. But, these type of relationships do exist, and they do happen. In fact, one of my friends, a coworker of mine, met her husband in World of Warcraft, and they were married after meeting in real life. Well, that didn't work out, mind you. They got divorced just recently, but that's what, 50% of the population that gets married. So I don't think that had anything to do with where they met. It just had to do with who they were.
A review of the wedding we had during the world.
Indeed, yes, the wedding out at Beagle Point.
Yes, Okay, so weddings and relationships aside, I'm just looking at the time and I realize we don't have much time here. Jezza,
you have to get shooting, you lot. Oh,
yes.
With the way Jezza plays, she'll make mincemeat of everybody in about 5 seconds, so I wouldn't worry. You've got time.
Where is Jezza? I'm just trying to figure out where you are right now.
I'm just at the station.
You're at the station in orbit?
Yeah, I'm just going down to the planet.
Okay, if you come down to the planet, there's a few people waiting here. Since we did start a few minutes late, I don't mind letting the stream go a little bit longer so that we can get a few battles in here.
That was, as we said, that was a husband and wife gamer couple, married in real life, that had an in-game role-playing marriage out at Beagle Point. So,
yeah, and it was quite nice. I saw the wedding, actually. It was really cool what they did. They made a huge arch out of ships.
Yeah.
Okay, so from the people here, I'm just going to quickly look at my screen. We've got Gunjamin, we've got Powerhouse in a Fer de Lance, we've got See These Nuts in a Cutter, Wizard IRL in a Fer de Lance, and Gunjamin's in a Python. So I don't know, Jezza, if you want to take on the Cutter or if you want to stick to the Pythons or FDLs, since those might be a little bit more of a fair fight.
Is the Cutter modded?
That's a good question. See These Nuts, if you're in chat, do you want to just let us know if your Cutter is modded
I'd
or
be
not?
surprised if anybody didn't have like one mod these days.
Yeah, right. It's. I mean, look, if I take a look at his sub-targets, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pulse lasers and 5, 6 shield boosters. I can't tell if they're modded, but yeah. Oh, he's got a fuel scoop on there. And a docking computer. Really? A docking computer? People actually use docking computers? I didn't think that anyone used that stuff. I thought it was just like there for show. Oh, See These Nuts is just watching. Okay, so he's not actually participating in the fight. So that means we have 3 potential contestants for you. We've got Wizard IRL. We've got Fireworks was here. Gunjamin. And Powerhouse. I don't know what happened to Fireworks, but I imagine he's around somewhere. So if you want to come down to my beacon, I'm sure any of these fine folks will be happy to challenge you.
I challenge you! We'll see. And it'll be fight. We get the vocal fry on for that.
Yeah.
Finish him.
Let's get ready to rumble! Sunday. Yeah, we'll throw on some real vocal fry for that. So that was kind of fun. I'm curious what you guys think of the treasure hunt type thing. If you'd like us to do more things like that in future episodes, just for fun. If there's any ways that you'd like to see that improved, please leave your comments in the chat. All that stuff is very interesting to me because I'm always looking for ways to, just spice up the broadcast in ways that are fun for you guys, the viewers. Also to keep people engaged in what we're doing, and also things that you guys enjoy doing. So if there's anything that we could do to make that even more fun for you, please go ahead and let me know in chat, and I will take all of those into consideration for the next time that we do some type of scavenger hunt. Or trivia hunt. I'm not even sure what to call it, really. Right now, we're just waiting for Jezza to get down to the surface, and we're going to do a couple of one-on-one PvP fights. And if you're just joining in right now and going, what the hell are we watching? Well, you're joining in on the Brocast, which is a live Sunday show we do every Sunday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., hosted by myself, Commander Josh Hawkins, as well as our missing co-host, Shabooka. Hey guys, and and Turgeon Starstone.
Hello.
We
He's
are
not a Muppet,
well, he's a Muppet while he's gone. So we're joined by Greytest, who's filling in for Shabooka. He's our resident Stroopwafel and Kerbal Space Program expert. You can say hi, Greytest.
Hello, Niam.
And we are joined by our guests, Rhea and Jezza. Rhea is... Yes, hello? Yes, sorry, I was going to do a bit more of a formal introduction, but please, go ahead and say hello. Let me not interrupt you.
Okay.
Jezza is a Elite Dangerous PvPer, and Rhea is a game coder who has worked on World of Tanks and a couple of the Angry Birds, and is and the creator of Botwinder, our new bot in the Discord. Which Turgeon can probably put a link in there for anyone who would like to join in our Discord. You're certainly welcome to do that. There's all kinds of stroopwafel and vocal fry shenanigans going on there on a regular basis, and as long as you're in chat, you'll get regular updates as to what's going on and be able to participate in some other things that we do. Turgeon is probably also going to put in a couple links for our channels at some point or another, and you can check those out. Turgeon produces an excellent comedic series all based on Elite Dangerous. It's a full role-playing series where he's traveling the galaxy alongside some interesting companions. And I produce a YouTube series as well for Elite Dangerous, which is also a role-playing series following a slightly more serious tone, a bit more... Well, it's mine's a bit more dramatic. Turgeon's is dramatic in a comedic way. So very different views on the game, but both excellent series to watch.
If you want an example of how that goes, Josh's nemesis is a bounty hunter. Mine is the legal department of a large galactic corporation.
Yes, who you're related to as well.
Yes, very, very much related to. But there's more about that later.
Shabooka, who is absent, unfortunately, is also a YouTube creator, and we'll get his channel linked in there just for good measure. And he has... Track will say, remarkable Shabooka impersonation, Josh. I know, right? I'm practicing. Jezza cannot get into the instance. Jezza, let me go ahead and drop wing here for a second, and then we'll try to reform up on the wing. Shabooka's series has accomplished something that very few other people in the Elite Dangerous YouTube community have, which is he has successfully tied in 3 separate YouTubers into one universe. So if you go check out his mini-series called Legacy, it's really amazing because it actually ties all 3 of both...
Yeah, we've got a lot of interesting backstory that we've woven into these.
And for future, Shabooka, Turgeon, and myself are all working on a super secret project, which we will sometime in the near future maybe give some details on. But needless to say, it's going to be a lot of fun. and I'm sure you guys will all enjoy it if you like the series that we have out right now. Please feel free to.
Lord Primera's got an interesting question in chat. He wants to know what Jezza's loadout is.
Well, we'll find out. It's top secret right now. We can't tell you that. Queen Jezza, here we go.
I'll say it's a short loadout.
It puts some bang into Greytest's ship. There, I just sent you another wing invite there, Jezza.
I'm stuck on the dropout thing.
Oh, you're
loading.
Is it going to have to be one of these ones where you just ignore wings, which they seem to have found out in 2.2 when we tested it, didn't we? It seemed to work a little bit better, a winging instance. But it might be one of these things where you just drop in and open, not winged. It's probably got a better chance.
Hold on one sec. We've got. I got to turn on my voice attack so I can actually do this properly. Hang on one sec. Peer speech recognition. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, whatever. So looks like I am not the one getting the group hug today. External camera. There. Looks like See These Nuts is getting a little love over there from the Pythons and FDLs. Oh, what just happened? They're all flying away. Uh-oh.
They saw you coming.
Yeah, I think they're coming over to me now. I said, he's getting the group hug, and now they all left. I was going to get a great shot of that, guys. Don't be shy. Get in the picture. It's okay. You can get in there. Cutter's a pretty
It's Hawkins, get him, they said.
Get him.
Get him, it's Hawkins.
Here they come. It's every time I see that, it reminds me of frogs. You know, when you see like the little male frog sitting on the back of the giant female frog and holding on for dear life. Because, how hard is it for a male frog to hold on to a female? These are slippery creatures, right? And they don't exactly have
they've been
fingers.
doing it a long time. They're probably quite good at it.
I imagine they are, but I'm still saying
those
it's
topics
tricky.
on Brocast.
We're discussing evolutionary biology.
This is a family channel, so I can't say what I'm really thinking right now. But
in keeping for alien discussions in the future, because I am curious with the organic nature of the alien ship parts that we've seen so far. I want to try and assemble this thing as an entity and see just how bioengineered and how actually biological it is.
Oh, I thought you were going to say we're going to try and mount it and hold on to one.
Yeah. Can you grab one?
I certainly will try.
Get your landing gear on the side there. Yeah. But no, the devs have put a hell of a lot of work into the biological side of it, the anatomical side, and I'm curious to see how that all plays out.
Yeah. Jezza, how you making out here? Any luck getting down?
Yeah, I think I'm in your guys' instance.
Yeah, Lord.
Okay, let me send you another wing invite. There's another wing invite for you. See if that worked.
Yeah, it is a bit synchronized.
Commanders here.
You see a few other commanders?
Lysander and Josh Maxwell.
Oh, you see Josh Maxwell.
Those are in the wrong instance.
Yeah, that's the wrong instance.
I was stuck in their instance as well. I couldn't switch over to your guys' instance. The game hates me as always.
Yeah, it's one of those things that we contend with once in a while when we try to do anything that requires more than one person in the same place at the same time.
Like every broadcast.
Yeah, every broadcast. Well, if we can't get Jezza in here, I may have to enable my beam lasers on my Viper Mark IV and take out one of these fools in there. Vertilancer.
Try doing it not on the planet. That won't be causing problems.
Yeah, I suppose we could try to do this in space. It's too bad. I thought it would be fun to do this on a planet surface just because it would make it for more interesting. I've never actually watched combat over the planet surface, and I think it would look really cool. But, okay. You guys ganging up on the cutter over there. Let's go into space and we'll try this. Who do we got here? Fireworks, I'm sending you a wing invite. Gun Jammin', send you a wing invite. Wizard IRL, send you a wing invite. Powerhouse, we'll just have to wait. Actually, that's probably going to be too many. Jezza, I'm going to jump into orbit because we're only going to have about 15 minutes to do this. I'm going to jump up into orbit right now. And Josh Maxwell saying instancing works better at stations. Yeah, well, that would include surface stations, I would imagine. But that doesn't make any difference, really. I don't think the stations matter too much.
That's far too logical an assumption.
I know, right?
It's just Frontier we're talking about.
Why is my frameshift drive disabled? Turn that darn thing back on. Okay, so let's head up into space. Oh, come on, frameshift drive. Enable. To turn the darn thing back on. There we go. We'll go up into space, and Jezza, why don't you just drop... okay, well, Josh is saying it works better at the station, so you know what? Let's try at the station. Max...
Too close to the station, unless you remember to turn off your crimes against me. Everybody must remember to do that.
City. Why don't you head over to Meredith City, and we'll all drop in at Meredith City, and then we'll move 15 or 20 kilometers away from Meredith City.
Okay.
And then we'll try there.
I have a beacon on.
Alright. Because these guys really want to see some lasers and explosions. So do I. So do I. Rhea, I wish that you could have gotten in here with your ship. Is Spy gonna get in here?
No.
No? No.
No.
Okay. I'm at Meredith City. I see Wizard. I see FDL. Who's that? Powerhouse is here.
I see your wing signal. We're not in the same instance.
Josh is gonna fry them all with his vocal cords.
Yeah, that's right. I will fry them with my vocal cords. There's
And
fireworks.
that wing signal that you can't drop in at because you're not in the same instance. Josh and I had to deal with that halfway out across the galaxy, and there were just 2 of us there.
Oh, it was...
That's
It's
ridiculous.
insane. We couldn't get in the same instance, and we were the only 2 people for like 500 light years.
Yeah.
We tried doing it in
Dangerous
private
season.
group.
Here, Jezza, stay where you are. I'm going to try to get to your wing signal. Why don't you go ahead, or I'll turn mine off. Disable wing beacon.
Yeah, Commander Balky there says, "Don't shoot people, Josh. Mummy is not going to be happy." After what you said earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, well...
Why are you shooting people, Josh?
My mom has just had to accept a few things about my gaming habits, and sometimes... Whoa, my God! Okay, well, I don't know what just happened there, but I flew directly through the station. You'll see it on the stream in a second. It was a little terrifying.
Wow.
Whoa, that's impressive.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that for a very long time.
Did I
Phase shift
make
drive
it?
activated.
Yeah, right? And I didn't even make it. Okay, let's try this again.
Let's try going in private group. That helps with instance.
Oh, it doesn't make any difference. Turgeon
No,
and
it
I were in
doesn't.
solo. We were in private group.
we were in open. we tried private
35,000
group,
light
yeah.
years from the bubble, and it
Nice.
made no difference. I'm going to cancel
What
navlock
helps?
with you. I'm going
What
to...
helps?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go on, Ray. If you've got any clue about what helps, we're all ears.
When you start the game from scratch, and in the main menu before you go into the game, you send personal message to the person you're trying to get an instance with. That helps. Because if you create a
That is
connection
interesting.
before you're in the game.
I see what you're saying.
Now that is interesting. See, now that's coder logic.
And there's a
I would
connection
never have
there.
thought of that.
Okay, so since I'm on the main menu, we'll try that right now.
Please don't shoot this.
You're breaking
It's
up.
tempting. I've got missile lock on you.
Okay, there's...
No.
So, Greytest, you're in the same instances, Jezza, then?
Yes,
Yeah.
Josh.
All right. Let's see. I sent her a message, and now I'm logging in, and Meredith City is 11 kilometers away. I'm going to jump into normal or to Super Cruise. Jezza, go ahead and send me a wing invite, and make sure your wing beacon is enabled, and we will try this one more time. Okay. Wingman Navlock. Coming around.
Josh, you maybe not think.
What's that?
He keeps ramming into me. I have died today once. I don't want to pay the price twice.
No, that's Shabooka's territory.
Did it work?
Oh, I see you. I see you.
Yay! Woohoo! Maybe your trick worked, Rhea. So that's an interesting trick. Everyone who's listening right now, keep that in mind. If you're wanting to instance with someone, before you log into the game, send them a message from the menu, and then once you've sent them a message, hopefully the game pairs you up with them in a sense, and you guys should be able to then get into the same instance easier. Okay, so who do we got here? We've got Jezza. There's Greytest. Here's Fireworks and the Python, and Josh Maxwell and an Asp. Okay, so you know what? Fireworks, you're in the Python. I think that seems like the most fair fight right now. I'm going to invite Fireworks into this so that we can watch both of their shields and health at the same time. So let me send Fireworks an invite. Lights on.
Lights on.
Okay, Fireworks, you should go ahead and accept my wing invite there, and then both of you guys can turn off your... Oh, hold on. Jezza just disconnected. No!
Well, let's see if it holds.
We lost her.
We lost her. Is she still in chat, or was it a full disconnect? No, Jezza, can you hear me?
No, it's not a full.
No, that was a full disconnect. Well, we could do something else in the meantime. I suppose I could fight someone. Like I said, I would be more than happy to. My ship is in good condition here. Yeah. Someone just joined. Darn it, I missed the name. Thanks for whoever just subbed. Welcome to the Hawk Flock, the Brocast, and Kill the Hawk. What have I got on here? Oh, I got so much.
I am gingerbread man.
I've got so much crap on this ship that it's not even set up for fighting. I've got that cargo scanner. I've got a fuel scoop. My point defense is disabled. It's not exactly set up for fighting. I don't have any chaff launcher on here. That's not going to make things easy for me. So it's not really the best thing. I think what we might have to do is we might have to just forgo... Oh, Jezza's logging back in. Okay, so we'll give Jezza a second to log back in. Hopefully get at least one good fight in there. And in the meantime, while she's logging back in, I'm going to go fly towards the station. I'm going to just re-outfit this ship very quickly. And see if we can't get in one fight with me. And see how my my Bullet Viper holds up against someone. Because I want to see some action. Alright. Let's make sure we request docking and not fly into the grill.
Permission authorized. Adjust heading for approach to pad 4-3.
Okay, we're adjusting heading to approach to pad 4-3. Deploy landing gear. Deploy landing gear.
Question is, did we just see Jezza combat logging?
Before the fight started, even. Wow. Really, Jezza?
Precognitive combat logging.
We see how it is. We see how it is. Alright. Let's see what I could do here very quickly on this ship. Outfitting. First of all, we'll get rid of the cargo scanner and put my... Oh, a couple of people are logging off. I see Loot G Coffee is logging off. A couple of people besides him are already off the stream. I know a lot of people are usually sticking around until 6 p.m. and we are going a little later than usual just because we started slightly later. So sorry about that, folks, but it's all for good entertainment. Let's go browse. We'll put on chaff. And then the other thing I wanted to pull off here was what?
Jezza's back in front of the station, so...
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
I will be right there, and we'll be ready to start here in just a sec. This I did not need. This. Well, it's going to be as good as it's going to get, I suppose. That's it. And of course I have no paint jobs for this thing, and my guy's a novice. So I should be easy. Alright. I'm coming back out. Why does it still... Why do I still have a cargo scanner on there? That doesn't even make sense. I sold the damn cargo scanner. How the hell? Okay, well, apparently I still have the cargo scanner and didn't get my chaff launcher, which really sucks. Oh well. Jezza, let's get a wing invite for you. And Fireworks, you're first. Wing invite for you. We're going to have to move away from the station a little bit. Please follow me, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Carry had the...
Fireworks doesn't want to give up his ship. Can we do this to 10% hull? Are you nervous, Fireworks? Is that what's wrong? Are you nervous? Just a little bit?
With the
Sacrifice
firepower-
for the Brocast.
With the firepower going on here, I don't think you'll be able to control what percentage it goes to.
Yeah, it's possible. Alright, guys, make sure you turn off report crimes against me, please. You'll
Because
see that.
this is a crime, ladies and gentlemen.
This is a crime. Actually, if you're shooting in a wing, I don't think it counts as a crime, but either way.
Wow. Overzealous cops, you know.
Yeah, we don't want to take any
Damn you,
chances with that.
boys.
Please turn your report crimes against me off. Commander
Excuse
Fireworks,
me, sir. Did you just shoot at that guy?
please stop your
no,
ship
officer,
where
no.
you are. Thank you very much.
No, it wasn't me, officer.
You're welcome.
Look, a smuggler.
Commander Queen Jezza, please stop your ship where you are. I would like to have the two of you facing away from each other.
No.
Yes.
Or take 10 paces, turn and fire. That's not going to
Yeah,
happen.
Jezza, perfect. Stay right where you are. Fireworks, could you go ahead and turn your ship to face the opposite direction? Keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. Excellent. Anyone who does not want to get stuck in the crossfire... Okay, Fireworks, you're good. Perfect. Anyone who does not want to get stuck in the crossfire, please do not get between the two Fer-de-Lances that are about to engage in mortal combat. All right. Gladiators, are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that's a yes. Yes, that's true. Fireworks, there is a delay in the stream, so I'm going to put this in chat. Okay? Once I get my keyboard
Put it
over
in
here.
the wing chat.
Yeah, I'm
so
going to
they
put
can
it in
see
the wing
something.
chat. So let's go wing chat, which I always forget how to do this. /W, I think it is. Yeah.
Just through
fine.
the
In
Just-
3. Oh, damn it. How do I... Oh, I have to have them unselected. This is always what happens.
Yeah, you could just fire your guns.
Yeah, I suppose I
The
could do
starting
that.
pistol. You see the flash.
2, 1, go! Oh, someone hit me. Alright. The battle is on. Jezza just boosted and whipped right around there. Oh,
there's
what is
there's the
that?
hell. She
Oh!
unleashes.
Look at that. That is nuts.
Yep. That's what came right into my face.
Yeah, no kidding. That looked like fireworks. Commander Fireworks just lit up like fireworks. It was like the 4th of July. Although it doesn't look like it did much damage to him. He looks fine. His shields are fine. Everything else is fine. Make sure you guys don't get too close to the station, obviously. Unless something is just not updated here. Oh, Jezza's taken a bit of damage now. I see she's already lost her first line of shielding.
Yeah, those pack-hounds, they remind me of the old swarm missiles in free space.
Oh, there's a few more heading towards fireworks.
As well.
Oh, they're coming
That
towards
is a
me.
sight to behold. Yeah, I just went straight through the middle.
Yeah, that's pretty cool to see. I've never seen that many before. That's awesome. My whole map is just covered in white dots. It's ridiculous.
Swarmers, yeah.
Like I can't even follow. Like that's insane.
cool.
You can't even target anything after that because you're just covered. I wish there was a way to filter that out. There should be a way to filter that out.
Oh, it's like high-tech chaff.
No kidding, eh? It's a form of high-tech chaff. I see some...
But Jezza does seem to have another weapon as well. She does not only have pack hounds.
No, I see some shots being fired off there. Oh, man, look at that. Those pack hound missiles are insane, and they just keep going, too.
But Fireworks is still in good shape.
Yeah, both of them are. Actually, Jezza is the one who's got the lowest shields right now, from what I can tell. I see a lot of explosions hitting Fireworks, but it doesn't seem to be affecting him too much. I'm going to get in there for a closer look. And I see these pack-hound missiles just flying off all over the place.
Oh. She's destroying his modules.
She's what?
She's destroying his
The module, the shoot, yeah, missiles all neck the module.
Greytest, you're all robotic. I'm going to take a look at his sub-targets. Oh my god, yeah, look at that. Health 0, 0, 0.
That's what missiles do.
I thought that they only did that if the shields were down, though.
It would be nice if that was the case.
I thought that was the whole point, that they said missiles would be uber effective if your shields are down.
It's supposed to be, but they still cause damage to exterior modules.
Oh, we had a little bit of an accident there. Actually, I'm getting hit, and Fireworks got hit. Josh Maxwell, please try to stay out of the battlefield. You just interfered a little bit there. That took off a lot of Fireworks shields, even though I don't think he had much shields left to begin with, but... let's see how this is going to play out now. I will take a look at... Oh, here comes another swarm of pack missiles. Oh my god, that is insane. Let's see what Jezza's ship is looking like. Sub-targets. Oh, she's... Okay, heat sinks are at 0, chaff's at 0, but everything else is looking pretty darn good. As opposed to Fireworks, who's now taking hull damage. And his shields are recharging, but his sub-targets, I mean, look at this. 0, 0, 0, 0. I don't even know how he's flying, to be honest.
His thrusters are offline.
Yeah, his thrusters are offline. And looks like Jezza is coming in for the final blows here. Shooting what looks to be a cannon. I think that's a cannon. Oh yeah. I think Fireworks is done. Well, shields are back on. Okay. Fireworks forfeit. Jezza, congratulations. Very, very cool. Wow. Good job. Round of applause, Jezza. Good fight. That was pretty crazy.
I actually got down to 55% hull.
I see that now, which is weird because I didn't even see your shields budge. Did at any point were your shields offline? It was what took your hull down?
Heat damage.
Oh, heat damage. Okay. Well, that was pretty nuts. I gotta say, I'm thoroughly impressed by how well that fight went. Now, I want to know how I can clear my radar of all this debris here, because it's kind of like ridiculous. Look at my radar. It's just like
I'm flying around with my the missile thing on my ship. It's shooting everywhere.
Yeah, I bet just
defense.
clearing up the debris.
Yeah, my point defense.
Just clear up that mess, would you, Greytest?
Make it work for its money.
That's right. All right, well, I'm going to go land, and it's just about 20 past 6 here. We've extended our broadcast by a little bit for the sake of, having that at least one PvP fight in there, which I think we got an excellent example of what Jezza's capable. Like we said at the beginning of the stream, if you see Jezza coming, run the other way, folks. Run the other way.
Littering there. The station will be on a case for littering.
Yeah.
Oi, pick them up. All of them. Every last one.
So, we'll just go ahead and do a quick wrap-up. Thanks, Rhea, Jezza. It's been great having you guys on. Really appreciate you jumping in here and spending 3 hours with us and our Stroopwafels and Dutch Challenge shenanigans.
It's my pleasure.
We hope to that you guys will continue to hang around with us in the Bro Bar and on Discord. And now that we've got Botwinder on there, Rhea, I'm sure that we'll need you to come in and teach us new tricks as Botwinder learns new things to ooh and awe us with. Greytest, thank you for standing in for Shabooka on his
Always a pleasure.
Little hiatus. And to everyone in the chat, of course, I will normally go through a long list of people and say thank you for joining in. I think that tradition might die at some point since our regular viewership is now usually around the 100 mark per stream, so it gets a little bit harder to say goodbye to everyone if we're trying to end in a timely fashion. But for all of those of you in the viewership who are regular viewers to the broadcast, you know exactly who you are. And to anyone who's new to the broadcast, who's just joining in now, you know what? Thanks for joining in. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We always have instancing issues, so it's a bit slow when we try to do events like that at the very end. But nonetheless, we had a great show. We had a lot of fun. And I look forward to rewatching the broadcast, which I do now since we can see the chat. I watch the broadcast while I'm laying in bed or at the end of the day. I pull it up and I get to read through all the chat that I missed while the show was going on. So I apologize if we missed any questions, but I will be reading every single line of chat as we wrap up the show, and this goes up onto my YouTube channel. So thanks for everyone for joining in. Again, Rhea, Jezza, thank you so much for being on the show, and join us next week. I don't know what we're going to be doing, but the regular time, 3 p.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday next week, the broadcast will be resuming its regularly scheduled broadcasted program, joined hopefully by Shabooka, where we will...
I'm afraid I don't know what end of stream interjection he was going to do, so...
Yes.
Because he always loves to try and get one in.
He likes to try to squeeze something in before I say goodbye. So if you want to...
So, Greytest will just have to do that for him.
Yeah, Greytest, you'll have to sort of throw something in there as I try to close up the show.
At the end.
Straw waffles for everyone!
And next week we'll have Josh Maxwell and who did we say? Resender. Since Resender got to the last spot, we will have you guys blow up Shabooka just for fun. For now, this is the broadcast wrapping up, and I'm Commander Josh Hawkins saying thank you once again for everyone who joined in, and we'll see you guys next time. Signing off.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining. Bye, guys.
All right.
Bye.